Hello. How are we doing? Oh, I might have to shut the curtain a little bit. It just looks like I'm chilling out in a very, very sunny place. Also, my camera got knocked sideways. No, it's pointed at the right place. I was just sitting in a different spot. How we doing? Am I early? What do you mean? It's 1:30. Oh, we changed the time. Like us, we did. So some people did not. Oh, hi, thanks. Yeah, it is a nice tank top, ain't it? I'm gonna shut the curtain a bit. Just a little bit. Sadly, though, it's a fucking gorgeous day. I have this thing with Saturdays where somehow the most gorgeous day of the week is on Saturday when I'm streaming inside. It's 15 degrees and sunny. Yeah, daylight saving is just weird. It's also weird that we're not all doing it at the same time. It is currently 13 degrees, but almost like 15, kind of, and bright fucking sunny. It's okay. I'm gonna go read outside after stream. But yeah. How we all doing? This song is like a little cheesy. All right, let's start the tiki tiki. Oh, I gotta pick my category. Always, damn it. Yeah, ba ba ba, ba ba. Oh, no. I almost instantly ended the TikTok live. That would have been great. Starts and ends. Yeah, I think I'm catching people by surprise. So I'm gonna make a little story here. Right, let me post the story. 1 second. FYI, there was a daylight savings, so it is 1:30 right now in Pacific Standard Time Zone. So I'm up. I'm live right now. Right now. Savings? Posted. How we doing though? Is everyone having a good Saturday/Sunday? How are you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Hello, Joseph over on TikTok. Oh, let me refresh my actual TikTok chat thing. It will show from now on. Hi. But yeah, I'm good. So I'm going to wait until there's more people to say this. But I did some adventuring with natural substances yesterday. I don't know how to talk. Hello, Seb. Oh, I feel like I can't say that because I'm live on TikTok. Well, it's natural. I'm talking about natural stuff. How's it going? I am good. We'll see how today will be. True, it just started, right? I gotta put my glasses on. The whole stream I'm gonna be like this. I could also just make my chat bigger. I don't know why I always forget to do that. Chat appearance. Oh, it is at its biggest? What? Did they make the biggest option smaller than usual? That's what she said. Let's go! I'm on fire. We're already doing dirty jokes. We haven't even started learning yet. Fuck.
You smart. You very smart.
My goodness.
We the best.
We're the best.
You a genius.
I also got that notification twice.
I appreciate you.
Strange, but Vampire Queen.
You loyal.
Thank you for your 6-month subscription. You just got yourself... Which bean is it for 6 months? Is it the purple? Which one's 6 and which one's 9? I always forget. I think purple might be the 6. What was your happiest moment today? My day's kind of been slow as shit. But the fact that it's sunny. I can change the font? Which font is better? Not me, like, never touching my actual settings. I'm not seeing an option for it yet. Hold on. Would I want to pick a font, though? I don't know. Where the font's at? Oh, yeah, set font. Whichever one works best for you. Yeah, I'm not going to go through that. Hi, hello. Try Comic Sans. No, the font's good, though. It was just my glasses. I'm in this really weird in-between thing. So my glasses I was meant to wear every single day for, like, always. And I've been not wearing them for the longest time. And somehow I'm at a point where wearing them, sometimes I actually see blurry versus when I'm not wearing them, I see better. So now it's like confusing. My vision is going backwards. It is the purple bean for 6 months. Well, hi. Thank you for resubscribing for 6 months. At least you're not stuck cleaning and moving things while your 5-year-old is running around. My mom used to do this thing where she would blast music, and music meant we're all doing this family cleaning thing. It was usually on Sundays. No, not Saturdays. Come on now. But that's a good way to do it. But also, it's fine. Kids run around. You have a kid, you gotta see that coming. And it just means don't be so hard on yourself about cleaning. Do the cleaning, and then if kid runs around bringing a tornado over, your mom did the same. There you go. It's a really good routine to keep going.
We the best.
Porsche with the 27 months. Y'all, it makes no sense to me.
Appreciate you.
Oh, next month is my 3-year. Also, this month is my 1 year with Quinn.
Wow. This might be the longest commitment I've made to something.
Wow.
Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Porsche, I think it's my longest commitment as well. Honestly, to be fair, this whole stream thing makes no sense to. Well, no, it makes sense, but it is definitely a very long commitment. When I've changed so many other things along the way, it is 1 year with Quinn. It's my actual 1 year with Quinn this month. It was actually my first audio I dropped on March 11th. So I missed it. I didn't even realize. When I sent my audio for yesterday's drop, I was like, wait, did I start in April or March? And then I went back in my TikTok to find the very first TikTok I made for them. And it was March 11th. My niece and nephew now live with us. Absolutely 100% do not want my own kids now. Yeah, well, that's good. I don't want some either. So yeah, I think it's totally normal. You like my nose? Thanks. I have since found out why some people like big noses. I don't know how I feel about it. I do got a big nose though. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm like, I hate shutting the curtain. Yeah, I can go to jail for that. You're right. I hate shutting the curtains because it always makes me a little sleepy. I'm like, I kind of want to reopen. I want to reopen one curtain. If that doesn't mess up the whole lighting, yeah, we're good. All right, I'm keeping that open. Also, fuck my glasses. I'll just read more blurry, but I see more light without my glasses because I don't have the frame. Why do people like big noses? Because the nose touches somewhere else. Am I staying with Quinn? I want to. I mean, right now I'm still with Quinn, yeah? And I'm with them until they're tired of me? That's probably how that's gonna work. WSP, what does that stand for? Congratulations. Hi, I hope you have a great Saturday. Hey, thanks. Thanks a bunch. Chill. Am I too innocent to know what that means? That's okay. That's okay. No thanks. Oh my gosh. So today it'll be blah, blah, blah. I can't fucking talk. Oh, there's dust on my camera. Give me a second. I'm gonna clean your face real quick. It's actually like to the point where I have to use the other thing. Hold on. My lens was dirty. There you go. Doing eyeliner shit? Nah, I was doing camera fixing shit, but it did change something. So I think there was actually like somehow the dust was affecting it a little. It wasn't dust, but it was like probably like since I spill my coffee half the time, like splashes come up all the time. I think it was like coffee spills or water spills, whichever. What's up? That's what it means. Oh, WSP means what's up. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know. Hi, I'm good. Hi from South Africa. Well, hello. My godmother always said, remember girl, the guys with big noses, feet or hands are the ones. I do not have big feet and big hands, so I ain't the one. I got a big nose. My hands are actually kind of small. They're not small hands level, but they're not big. My palm is wide as shit, but that's about it. Like, my fingers aren't really big. My palm's pretty wide. Do I have anything for scale? I don't know. A fucking sticky note. It's the width of, it's not, my palm is wider than, I don't fucking know, okay? I got big palms, but nothing else. My fingers are just nice, and my feet aren't big. Face brushing ASMR, but you didn't hear it. It was like a visual, it would be VSMR, because ASMR is like audio something, blah, 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 right? Wait, hold on, I missed the my hello. Hello! Is that a spicy thing? Yeah. The nose thing is a spicy thing, yes. It is something I go to jail for here. Oh, I forgot to do the gel on the TikTok scenes, like on the live TikTok. So that way when you do gel, it would also, I don't know if it would actually also trigger there. Dang it. Sorry, TikTok, you're missing out on when people send me to prison and there's an actual prison cell PNG on my face. Like bars. Good example, they still can't see it. I think a big nose makes a profile more interesting. Oh wait, if I face the window, you can't see shit. Is that a good profile? I don't know. What's the verdict? This feels weird. I can't clean myself. It's not Saturday to do. Listen, I wasn't actually cleaning you. I was just cleaning my lens. I mean, for big guys. Ooh, how do I say that name? Ake Jisia. I butchered it. So you can let me know how to mention that, but thank you for following. You've got a normal nose. I got a big ass nose. You have no clue. That thing is like, damn, bruh. It is long. I got a broken bone right here. I think it's not broken anymore, but I broke it once, so you could still see like that little white bump. It's acacia. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. What a cool way to spell it too. That's so cool. I'm like, wait, I know that word, but then I'm like, I only know it as... Am I thinking, is there a tree named that as well? No, not the way you spell it, but kind of the same pronunciation of it. Acacia? I feel like it is. Speaking from an artistic perspective, big noses are way more fun to sketch. Oh, through an artistic standpoint, big noses just make the art more chef's kiss. Shit, apparently this is a thing. Good. Acacia wood. Oh, there you go. Haha. But that's still an awesome name. As if like, I say that's still an awesome name. As if like being also having wood, having a similar name makes it less valuable. Nah, it's a fucking awesome name. I'm a little slow mentally. I like how I could just not explain. I could just be like, I'm a little slow mentally and go on with the rest of our day. I just mean, it's been slow. You have an average nose? You're no Nigel Thornberry. I have a big nose. My nose is like, listen, kissing, I'm a sideway kisser. Like if I'm kissing someone, I'm a sideway kissing, like diagonal kissing. Because if I even do like, some people can do slight angle kiss. I'm a full on diagonal kisser. Because if I do that, my nose is going like fucking crushing on the person's cheek. I got a big nose. And now I crushed it and it doesn't feel good. Not me forgetting you changed time. I know, I kept looking over Twitter and I was like, wait, the video's not up yet. If you posted it, I'm gonna go retweet it right now. But it makes sense. It's because I changed time zones. Also, you don't have to at this point because you posted it on Instagram at least. Well, not at least. Thank you once again for making. You did it. Man, Twitter on browser is so weird because it takes forever to tell me there's a... Like, I'm literally refreshing Twitter right now and it's like, you don't have a notification. What are you talking about? You don't have a notification at all. What if I just go straight up on your page? Yeah, it's there. 5 minutes ago, too. All right, let's retweet that thing. This is going down. No, nah, fuck that. What do I... This now. There you go. That is much more tweet-worthy. Okay. 45 degrees or more, huh? Yeah. I've done the Spider-Man kiss. That's less awkward. My nose usually reaches under the chin of the person. Are having the same realization. Yes, there was a time change. I know. It happens. What's happening? Not much. What's your favorite game on PC? Genshin Impact. I've been playing this game for as long as it's been out, minus 2 days. I started on the 3rd day. So Genshin Impact, easy win. I've put lots of money in the game, and I'm still playing it, and I'm still excited about what's coming. Coffee time? You betcha. But today we are not playing a game. Today we are doing Saturday School. If y'all didn't know what you signed up for, Saturday School, we always learn a little thing. If anyone's new here, I do Saturday School every now and then, and I give a theme like the week prior in Discord, and it gives people a week to put in videos, drop in some videos about the subject, and our goal is to learn together. I know some shit about the subject sometimes, but I discover with you. Sometimes I add to it. Sometimes I question it. Sometimes I say shit that is completely irrelevant. But we learn together in a fun way. Today's subject is death. I said it quiet because I'm not sure if I'd get shut down, but I don't think so. But we're talking about it in a informative way. We're not talking about it about just like the sad things. We're learning about death in general, how cultures see it, potentially what we know about what happens, all of it. Our goal is to learn like the broader things. Okay, hold on. I'm a Subway kisser also, but I'm told they like seeing my nose crunched. What? Who the Okay. Can I just share that my sim infants, even though I love them, make me not want a kid. Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, if anything, The Sims is a simulation. Boom. You learn one way or the other. I'm in the no want kid zone. So world zone environment, I don't want them. And I'm actually cool with that. I actually called my mom last Sunday, and I had to. I mean, my mom's always known I don't want kids. I've been clear about it for a while, but she was talking about all my cousins, because I'm the youngest in my generation. On my mom's side, I have a lot of cousins, and I'm the youngest by a lot. And like one of my older cousins, his kid is the oldest of the next generation, and his kid is 19. So my mom was like, "Are you realizing that like your cousin's kid is 19?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" But I haven't seen him in 3 years because I moved here 3 years ago. So I was just like, "Man, he's 19." And then she was like, "Yeah, it's crazy. All your cousins' kids are like in high school or getting jobs." And I was like, and she was talking about all my aunts, her sisters, like being grandma, and now like almost, are they just grandma? Yeah. Like grandma, but then also almost, next level is going to come eventually. And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, Ma, you ain't going to be a grandma." And she was like, "I know. And I love that for you." And she's like, but it's still a tiny heartbreak, telling my mom like, "Hey, sorry, Mom, you're not going to have grandkids." What a positive and uplifting lesson for the day. Can't wait to start. I actually love the subject of death. Like, I'm not even kidding. I see death as like a really good motivation for living. I don't fear it. I know it's going to happen. If anything, I welcome it whenever. If it comes, it comes. It's. I find it useless to like want to fight the inevitable. To Trisha! Well, hello there. Gosh darn dang it. How have you been? I was saying something about death. Yes. Just to me, it's a really good motivating thing. I like to think about it as like, yeah, tomorrow's never guaranteed. So do with today everything you have to, everything you want to. I guess ADHD is a big part of that too. Trisha, you didn't have to do that. Thank you for resubscribing for a 26 month. That means you've been subbed this whole time.
I appreciate
You can stop. It's okay.
you loyal.
I was saying something. I'm gonna get sidetracked a lot. My ADHD is still out of control. Yeah, it's slight control. A good amount of control, just not strong control, you know? Death terrifies me, but I'm old. That's the thing, though. Like, it's exactly why I don't fear it. It's inevitable. Why fight the inevitable? Like, in this case, right? There are things that we think, oh, that's inevitable. And it's like, no, it's very much inevitable. You can go ahead and not go through that. But death, however, is the guaranteed thing. It's all coming. It's coming for all of us at some point. And so the more time you waste being scared and sad about it, the less time you spend living and being excited about the time you do have right now. Are you also live streaming on TikTok? Yes, I am. So that's TikTok chat right there. And I just have two chats like side by side. The TikTok chat, honestly, TikTok software, I wish TikTok would, one, either give me a stream key so that I can use OBS and do my own shit with it, or two, let me give them feedback, because this chat is impossible to read. Like, it is genuinely dark gray on top of dark gray. A slightly lighter shade of gray is the writing on top of dark gray. You're going to San Diego TwitchCon? Oh, hell, when is that? You did let it lapse. We've been friends for longer. But you're here now. It's okay. You didn't have to do that. I hope you've been good, though. Youngest daughter is so weird when my nephew's in these. That's when I'm having kids. Listen, I like the answer being never, you know? What's my biggest fear? I've been working on my biggest fear, not gonna lie. So I don't think, currently, I don't have one. Like, I'm working on the one I thought I had. Wait, oh, how did you get palm tree? Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So you got the palm tree from going to San Diego TwitchCon, which is where you crashed at Zach's place. Or it didn't crash, but you went to hang out with him. I also went to Zach's. Like January, I went there for a weekend. And then as soon as it's nice enough, Trisha, I'm going to freaking ride my motorcycle down and come see you. It's a 3-hour ride from here. I got to do that. But it's not hot enough to like plan a 3-hour road trip, like motorcycle trip. Right now, I barely ride 15 minutes and I'm fucking cold. So, well, maybe not today, but yes, I will come down and see you. It's so refreshing to find other people who are interested or at least unafraid to talk about death. I love it. I welcome it. My goal is definitely not for us to get all sappy and moody and like depressive, as in the sense like if death is a triggering subject for you, please don't stay. Like, don't do this to yourself. There's no part of this that is necessary for you to push yourself through that suffering, right? If this is a touchy, challenging subject. I come from a family that kind of, I don't know, at least put really good ways of seeing it and approaching it in my brain through like living, because I did lose a fair amount of people in my family just because they're all much older. Like, I'm the baby of my generation. My mom is the baby of her generation. So I'm the baby of the baby. Everyone's old is the takeaway here. So I've seen plenty of funerals and I've dealt with death and grief. You did meet Zach. Yeah. Awesome. Actually, a little farther from you now. Are you? Oh, well, you're going to have to update me. Are you still teaching? Sorry, I was trying to make sure I'm reading everything. Before I go, death is one thing. It's the sorrow that's the hard part. Absolutely. What does your tattoo say? Which one? Like this one that has a bunch of words? There's 3 sentences. There's be here now. There's everything always works out in the end. And there is you are deserving. Any of the other ones don't have words. How old are you? I'm 28. Sorry, I'm like burpy. Okay. Stop slouching, Seb. Done teaching. Only an extra hour or two. Oh, farther south. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What's everybody else's take though? Are you okay with today's subject? Is anyone here feeling like, hey, you know what? Or is someone here challenging themselves? Is one of you challenging yourself as in going like, hey, normally I would be kind of afraid, but you know what? I feel like I want to learn about it. Not in a forcing yourself way, but in a more like opening up to it. I've heard more than a few older folks say, it's time to go. I need it because I'm so scared to lose my parents. Do you have ADHD? Yes, I do. It is, in fact, very severe. So that's just how it is. I took a class in college about death and dying. Fuck yeah. Whoa, that's so cool that they had that class. Taking my leave, y'all. Have a fantastic Saturday. Well, thanks for hanging out. He's like, oh? He's like, oh, thank you. What? Open to what? Subject of death. Because that's what we're learning on Twitch. Sorry if you just hopped in and I'm like casually keeping you or getting you back on track. You also have ADHD? Hell yeah. I listened to for the first time to Quinn. I accidentally sent the screenshot of your channel to my husband. Hey, that's not so much an accident. Bye-bye. That's not, bye-bye. Thanks for hanging out. It's not so much an accident to send my Quinn page to a partner. If anything, I think it's healthy, like to communicate with those things. If there's something you're into, why not, right? If you go, hey, I listened to this and I'd like to try that, or this is kind of my thing. It's fully cool. I found that adding the audios to my relation life has really helped. I mean, I've always had open communication anyway, but it really helps. That's why he's like, oh, thank you. Well, yeah, there you go. Like the hospice videos where they say, I know people are scared, although I'm sure there are. But there's the people are scared, but I've seen like plenty of videos about how the last moments, like pre-death, and how peaceful they are, like how there will be like a last minute visitor, which isn't really in the room. So that kind of visitor, they'll smile, they'll be happy, they'll be back to their normal. Like someone that's been somehow unable to speak for 3 years will be able to hold a full conversation. Like all those things I find are incredible. I say my mindset is you about death. It's inevitable. I'd say my spiritual beliefs also help in that aspect. Ooh, what are your spiritual beliefs? No, I'm good, thanks. Give me something good, man. You had the bops the other day. We're gonna start. It's 2. Ooh, maybe 15 minutes from now. How's that sound? I did my honors presentation for my degree on death rituals. Let's go! I know there's some of those videos in the Discord already. So we're gonna be watching something around that. And maybe you'll be able to debunk it. If some of the videos are wrong, you'll be like, actually, I did my honors presentation on this and this is wrong. My mom was very good at trying to break down the scariness of death when she was alive. That's really awesome. Also took a class in university in death and did I read that? I feel like I did. Personally, I'm excited to talk about it. Same. I have the same mindset as you about death. It's inevitable. I say my spiritual belief also help in that aspect. Oh wait, I read that. Seb for... If you look at the title of the stream, there's a little star with severe ADHD. Now you know why. Fuck, man. That does scare me. Only because I have control issues. We're going to see if my new anxiety panic attack med works. Please don't put yourself in that situation if ever you feel like it's building up, right? I think it's helped me loosen my control things. I used to have a lot of like wanting to control things. But I think that's the kind of thing, like the idea of death and like just the unpredictability of the universe. But the idea of death is like one of the things that finally made me go like, right, there is something that's completely out of my control. So maybe I don't have to control everything. And then it really fucking snowballed into, why am I trying to control anything? Okay, to be fair, there's definitely things I control, but I go through things a lot more without trying to control it. I just do. I just go through it. I just am. Several family members' last moments, and it hasn't been frightening to me. Oh, wow. 100% have a massive surge where they're really healthy right before they go. Yeah, it's one of the signs as well. This music is fucking with my brain. I've got a book on my to-read list called From Here to Eternity, Traveling the World to Find the Good Death. Whoa. Written by a mortician who studied death rituals. Hell yeah. That's so cheesy. Give me good music, man. That's all right. It's on and on. Hello from the Netherlands. Well, hello. How are you doing? Okay, wait, hold on. Well, I say hold on just so I can read messages. I'm just still going to read them. Some things it is what it is. Yes. To live is an awfully big adventure. Is that a quote from something? Because I don't know it, but I like it. I feel like that's a Robin Williams quote somehow. Rock Lucky, hello, how you doing? God dang. Reunite with all the ants I squashed in my lifetime. Oh, it's not a good remix of On and On. Dang it, man. Just give me a good song. I found, but that I'll have to use it on Instagram. I found, oh, it's from Peter Pan. Nice. I found a song that is like, you know when you find a badass walking song? Like it plays while you're walking and all of a sudden you're the most badass person on earth. I found a song like that. It played while I was walking. I was on my way to the gym and I saved it instantly, but I need to use it for an Instagram story just so to share it. Cause I was like, damn, it's like such a good, you know, if you're walking to that, you are a fucking badass. Can you talk about self-harm or it's a sensitive subject? Not so much self-harm because that's not the goal of today. Plus, I'm no professional in any of that. I'm not a professional, in fact, in any of the mental health that I do, and I hope no one ever takes it as if I was. I'm just someone sharing his own experience. So I can't really approach that subject because I only know my experience of it. And I don't know that I have the right things to say, / the power to help anyone with it. I know I can leave all my friends here. They're learning about death. I'm learning about it too. Okay. Davina Michelle is a Dutch singer. That's nice. Hello, Starlight Kingdoms. You're professional chaos bringers. Chaos bringer, and that's about it. Yeah. So yesterday, I'm gonna share some. I'm like, how can I say it without saying it? Let's just say I was cooking, and I cooked with these mushrooms, and it was really good. My dish was great. I did that for the first time yesterday. Pretty good. It wasn't like anything crazy. I didn't go like on a fucking insane journey, but it was there was this one effect of it that was like the world was way smaller. Like everything was smaller as somehow distance made everything tiny. Like just much smaller. It was so weird, but it was cool. I had a good time. And I'm only saying that because I talked about it a long time ago. Like we've talked about this on stream and I said I wanted to mention it. I wanted to try it at some point and I finally did. I tried first like a small micro thing last week technically, but that was barely it was just to know I wasn't fucking with my meds. And then yesterday was like, okay, I knew I didn't mess with it, so I can go for a real thing. And I went for like the smallest dose that's considered a full dose instead of micro. And it was good. It was a good time. It's really fun to walk. Whenever I sat, it was like, it felt normal. Felt like I was normal. If you're sitting and just looking at things, other than colors looking really vivid, which was so nice. Sitting was making it so mellow versus like every time I stood and walked, I was like, oh. And if it wasn't for the fact that it got cold by the time I did it, like I would go on a full walk while doing it because walking was amazing. I did enjoy it. I want to, but I'm prone to anxiety attacks. Wait for what I'm talking about. If anything, like I was actually kind of scared. I was kind of scared of like how far it would go. I've been sober for a long time in general, and I was like afraid. I was like, oh man, what kind of situation am I looking at? What kind of journey is this gonna be? Like, is that gonna be a lot? Is it gonna be a little overwhelming? Because I'm easily overwhelmed. And somehow what I had was like so comforting before anything else. Like just a level of I feel comfortable and I feel at peace. And then the rest shows up. But you're already like just, oh, I'm good. I'm having a good time. So it's really helped with it. But I'm not suggesting anyone go out and do this. It took me literally 2 years, if not 3. People have been convincing me, like people have been working on trying to convince me to do it ever since I moved here because it's a big thing where I live. Just because there's a whole bunch of natural people and natural little hippies and stuff. And but it took like pretty much, people have been telling me for the whole past 3 years, but it even took like, I would say the last 2 years of me building up the courage to, or even the choice, not courage, but the choice. I tried them in Amsterdam and it was such a fun time. Nice. I love the faces. Wink, wink. Yeah, something that would really freak me out, I think. I need some control over my brain or I'd panic. Well, that's the thing. You still have full control. That was the really cool, surprising thing, right? I was like, I thought I would lose kind of this control. Nah, I thought, you know what? I want to go turn on this light. Boom, stand up, go turn it on. I want to go do this thing. I want to achieve whatever task. Boom, I'm doing it. Like zero loss of control. Really awesome. As in like really not that. Yeah, because that would have also scared me a little. I love a visual session. Yeah. If when I try them, I want to be camping with good friends. I don't know about camping. I loved being outside, definitely close to nature. If anything, do it during the day camping. Like I would not doing during the night camping. But yeah, definitely be surrounded by someone you really enjoy if you are doing it with someone. I was with someone I really enjoy, so it really worked out because we just had a great chat and hang out, and it was fucking great. I sound like it was fucking great. I'm just saying. Anyway, it was a really good experience. I'm happy I did it. What microdoses? Yeah, because it's growing so much. Like do you do meetups? Not really, because I'm socially anxious. I would freak the fuck out if I did a meetup. Like I'd be the one fucking panicking, and somehow I'd be like, hey, you know what? I need to go hide in a corner at my own meetup type thing. I'm not that great in a crowd. I'm good in front of it. I perform on stage and camera, no problem there. But if I'm stuck in the middle of a crowd, I don't know. I react pretty strongly to it. You went from cooking to being like this meal. Exactly. Made colors cool. Hey, it was a good meal. Is all I'm saying. Actually, no, it tasted horrible. I hate the flavor. Hey, I follow you now. Micah Storm Cycling. Welcome. Is it Mika? Micah? Also, there's a character in Genshin Impact with your name that's about to be in the game, so I play that game. Just saying. That's why I thought about it. I haven't tried anything, but I don't trust my brain. That's okay. Yeah. Because I don't trust. Yeah. Honestly, here's the thing. I'm really not trying to tell anyone to do it because I'm someone that's otherwise fully sober. Like I hadn't taken anything in years. And that doesn't mean I'm now fucking going crazy with this one. I was just trying it. And what? You have a really good t-shirt. Masculine Triangle? My positive shit show triangle? It's my merch. Or unless you were saying like, what the masculine triangle? I'm not sure. We can hold hands and it'll be fine. That's fair. Camping and forest bathing is my happy place. Oh, nice. Group level human interaction part that I can't do. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? I'm not sure about that. What we're mentioning here. I'm like, are we talking about the meetup or the other thing? There's like multiple conversations going on. Just search to follow you here if something happens to TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's so weird. Honestly, I don't believe it. I don't think the ban's going to happen because it's the third or fourth time. So, triangle on down is feminine energy. I just like triangles. I like shapes. Look, there's a diamond here. There's a triangle on my ribs that you can't see because I'm wearing a shirt. There's a triangle on my shirt. I just like geometric shapes. I don't so much give it. Also, I don't know. A triangle doesn't have to have a gender the same way humans don't have to. Like, I get it. I get like the potential feelings that some people have towards energies and stuff, but I'm like, they're shapes. Okay, hold on. Social anxiety sucks. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I was saying, I don't think the ban's gonna happen. Speaking of merch, I love my Steps Cafe hoodie. Sandra got me. I know. I saw the order. I saw who bought it, and I saw where it was going. And I was like, I see what's happening here. And I was like, I'm not going to say something about it because I don't know if it's a surprise. I see every order on my end. And when I notice that it's not going to the same name that ordered it, I notice, I'm like, something going on here. I'm glad you like it. And Sandra's really nice for sending you that. I didn't start early. Time change happened. It is exactly 2:12 for me. It was 1:30 45 minutes ago. The meetup anxiety part. Oh, yeah. No, that I get. Yeah, the group level human interaction is like, oh my God, that's so much. Yeah. I think like if I meet someone on the street, if someone's like, holy shit, like if I get recognized, I'd be like, oh, cool, that's fine. It's never happened. So I'd probably be excited. But if it was like, yeah, no, a crowd thing would scare me, probably. It was a surprise. Yeah, there you go. So I'm glad I didn't say anything. I know there's no time change in the UK yet. We're different times, but it was for me. And I said it when it happened last weekend. No, I'm not expecting anyone to know. That's why I clarified the time zones, though. Excellent. We can hold hands on this. Oh, wait. I read that, I think. It means something. When it's together, we got a really good life balance. Ah. Yes, the triangle, life balance. That is very true, though. Also, the power of 3. A lot of life is the power of 3. Now I'm like, whoa, that would make a good Saturday school. Like the meanings behind shapes, or somehow how meanings have been given to shapes and things. That one is one, but you know what the next one is? It's not next week, but I already know the next one is after today's subject. Because after death, I think the next subject that makes a lot of sense is love. I want to learn about love, but like actually, like scientifically, like on a depth level. On a why, you know, because it don't make no sense in the survival aspect of things, and that's why it's so incredible and magical. And so love is gonna be the next one. Yes, also on a chemical level. So the next subject, it's not next week though, but it is gonna be a next one. The next subject for whenever I do a Saturday school next time. Don't get me started on Fibonacci. I know I used to be like crazy into all the shapes and the Fibonacci sequence and the Fibonacci shape as well. Even in photography, in videography. Whew. I'm gonna go buy more merch soon because officially all my sweaters I bought were stolen by your parents. Which sweaters did you have? Don't tell me your parents stole a hoodie with positive shit show on it. Or sent your parents to the merch store. That was a weird flash of light. Okay, random ass YouTube song. Anyway, it is 2:15. This is your volume warning. By that I mean you should probably lower your volume right now, because you got like maybe 30 seconds while I take this sip. Okay. You did it? I hope you did it. Attention! Attention! Welcome to Saturday School. Today we will learn about death, the dying, the end of it all. Or is it? Do you die? Once you die, do you die? Do you die? Or do you live in the next iteration of whatever this magical thing is? Also, how is it that people deal with this different in different places in the world, when really death is the same for all of us? I don't know. And that is why we will learn about it. Get your pens and paper. It is time to learn. Yeah. Your mom wears the freaking positive shit show merch at work. That's sick. Okay. That was the little announcement thingy because I like doing it. Let me just position my Discord on this screen so I can see what I'm doing. So I can queue up the videos and whatnot. Saturday school. Boop, 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 boop. Scrolling back to the top. So this was kind of your warning that we are getting started. In fact, did you see the fan who got a celeb to sign a Death Note notebook? That's kind of evil. I feel that's a little evil. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making sure I've read everything. I need to link a great math spirituality vid in Discord later. Go for it. Hell yeah. Too long for any Saturday school, but still okay. I got you. 30 seconds is like 12 in step time. Listen. I gave you time. Okay. So, I see we have a couple videos. I think, depending on how long they are, we might be able to get through them. There's like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. No, wait, what? 8. Yes. 8, 9? 9. I don't know how to count. That's why we're in Saturday school. I'm trying to learn how to count. That's what's happening. So the way Saturday school works, here's a little breakdown of what Oh, but the first video has the following content may contain suicide or self-harm topics. So that is also a warning I'm going to give all of you, because apparently the first video, which is called Top 10 Death Rituals, has this warning on it. I think that's probably a common occurrence today, but I will read every single time there is a warning, just in case. So the way Saturday School works, if you're new here, or just because you listen, you just love me repeating the same shit all the time, you really like hearing it, right? The way it works, I put the video full screen, my camera is over a part of it, and I will not hide my camera from it or show the full video, because truthfully, I would rather you go watch the full video if you want. Because I don't want to take away from these people, like the people that actually made the video, giving them the credits and all that. And the only way that this is acceptable for me to watch, for us to watch videos together, is that it is for the educational purpose, and it's kind of more react/learn. So full screen, my camera's over it. I do watch videos mostly in 1.25 speed, if not 1.5 speed. I will have captions on whenever possible. That's just because ADHD, man. I can't listen at normal speed. That shit's slow as fuck. Unless it's like the one occasional video that's actually a good pace at normal. And I think that's it. Do I usually say something else about Saturday School? Nah, right? I just get us started with that. Okay.
Hello, I'm Simon Whistle.
Hold on. Video, chill out. Okay, let me switch scenes and stuff. Okay, so captions are what? Hey,
You're
shush.
watching Top 10.
Shush! Wasn't Murdy. Why is it 720 is the highest? Okay, so this first video, and I'm going in order of how they were dropped. This first video is called Top 10 Death Rituals. So, probably around the world and stuff. Let us learn.
And in the video today, we're looking at the top 10 most unusual
He is one of the fast speakers at 1.25, but that's good.
Death can be a relatively peaceful affair, but the people who had to endure
The captions is just a fucking...
ceremonies would have...
What kind of captions is this, man? What? Hold on, let me look at the caption settings. Maybe there's like a... like auto-generated. That's gonna be better. What was that?
plenty of things to complain about.
Sorry, yeah, 720 is the highest quality for this.
Number 10, funeral with strippers. Being dead can be such a bore. Unless there are professional strippers in the funeral in China's Donghai region, funerals are actually status symbols. A dead man.
You know what? First video, we're gonna go to normal speed. This man speaks fast in a good way that I appreciate. So, normal speed it
His
is.
reputation and honor is considered to be directly proportional to the number of people who attend his funeral. So the
Compliments all the time on the positive
line.
line
The crowds.
and the humor
The
one.
Chinese authorities
Nice.
have started cracking down on the practice after incessant media.
Artlist, that's awesome.
Dancing with the dead. Believe it or not, the Malagasy of Madagascar take out the dead from the graves and jive with them. The belief behind this ritual.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take this chance probably to say there might be some visuals that are triggering. That's just on. I guess. Hold on. Let me add a trigger warning to my title on Twitch. With like the flag emoji or some shit, like warning emoji. Hold on. Yeah, I knew I had it somewhere. There you go. There's a trigger warning in my title for like visuals, for anything. Trigger warning, the subject, okay? And by all means, if it happens, just listen to yourself and like walk out, you know? Like go on a walk, go breathe, go do your thing. I do not want anyone here to be uncomfortable. This is a subject I really enjoy. Not as in like, I'm happy, but like as in I really appreciate the meaning behind all of it. Okay, cool. Let's learn.
Called Fadmadihana is that the spirit of the deceased joins the ancestors.
But that already is quite something.
Proposed. The celebration is often held once every 7 years.
Stop making eye contact. I always look at the
It's a
camera.
Time of family reunion. Number 8.
Wow.
Sky burial. Tibet's harsh climate and stony grounds make burial a near impossible task. So
Wait.
Buddhists in Tibet often go for a sky burial where the body is chopped, mixed with flour, and left to be eaten up by scavenging birds. They believe that the body is just a vessel for the soul and should go back to nature.
Whoa. Also, yeah, I agree with that belief, but whoa. Chopped into bits, fed to birds.
Number 7, Tanah Toraya funeral. Funerals in the Tanah Toraya region of Indonesia are big affairs. The burial ceremony is accompanied by music, dance, and a feast for a number of guests. Understandably,
Hi,
death
Hannah.
is an extravagant occasion with a huge price tag, so the relatives of the deceased are given a reprieve. They need not bury the body within a couple of days. They can just.
It's already. I'm almost glad the captions are blocking part of that video.
Take weeks, months, or even years. Until then, the corpse is treated.
Man, I
as a
feel like I'm instantly regretting.
routines and conversations. An actual burial takes place.
I feel like I'm regretting the subject, not for the subject, but somehow some of the visuals are rough. Like there was this animal on the ground just there, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm really gonna go ahead and hope that videos aren't visual, you know, because that's a bit much. But okay, so in Madagascar, they actually use it to rewrap the body and clean wrappings and stuff and rewrite their names because they think it will help them be remembered.
It's when the family is prepared for it and the coffin is placed in a grave, cave, or hung on a cliff. Number 6, dazzling death. People can now wear their loved ones on
Yeah.
their fingers. Where else can you wear a diamond?
A diamond, which I think is cool because diamonds are forever. Us, we are not. I think that's cool. I definitely think that's a cool idea. Yeah, I think I'll wait until the end of the video to say like what I think I want to do when I go. But hell yeah.
American company called LifeGem now offers people a chance to turn their dead loved ones into synthetic diamonds. The process starts by capturing carbon.
Not a problem.
from the
Dead
body
animals,
or
same.
creating
Yeah,
the
for real.
names of the deceased.
But either way, I'm hoping
Then
the visuals aren't so
graphite
crazy.
Before being put into a diamond press to obtain.
Sky
the
funerals are
crystal.
beautiful.
The price
Wow.
ranges from 3,500
It came with a self-harm warning, not a fucking animal being anyway.
to $20,000 depending on the carat size. Number 5, fantasy coffins.
Fantasy
Elvis
coffins?
died in Teshi, Ghana. He would have been buried in a guitar coffin. Residents of this Akron suburb bury their dead in fantasy coffins. The casket often represents the profession of the deceased. Giant
Whoa!
bottles, fruits, or gadgets are displayed in coffin showrooms. Number 4, endocannibalism.
But like, I like it, but I also don't like it. I like it. It's like a extra appreciation for what you were. But it's like, even in death, you are the job you were? Like the job you had? So I like it, but I don't like it. I want to donate my body to science or medical training. Kind of same. I want to give my organs. I'll say it after this video.
This might be the worst death ritual ever.
Oh, shit.
Cannibalism is a practice where people eat their own
Okay, so
dead.
warning.
The idea behind the horrid custom could be anything from imbibing the deceased's traits to assimilation of the spirit. A few tribes in South America and Australia are said to have practiced this creepy ritual, but many academics feel that endocannibalism is a false accusation thrown at tribes by early colonists to gain an excuse for political domination.
Oh.
According to anthropologist Napoleon Changon, the
Wait, so is it
Yanomamo
or not?
community in South America still eats the ash and ground bones of the deceased after cremation. Number
That's
3,
better, though.
Self
Like after cremation. I think that's better. Speaking of death, I'm filling out my will. You know, I don't have one and I feel I really should. But isn't it weird? Well, I don't know. But I'm 28 and I'm like, should I? It feels like filling it up makes it like I'm like, yeah, it's going to happen. Like I'm not afraid of it happening, but somehow it's like I'm setting it to happen manifestation wise, you know? If I have a will, it's because I think I'm going to need to use it. I don't know. So I'm like, I know everything that needs to happen once I go, but I'm like, do I really need to write a will yet? I don't know. Probably should. I learned about at least one tribe that does that in anthropology. Whoa, if you have assets, you should. I don't have shit. I don't got shit. It's more of like, for me, it's more setting how I want to go and just making sure all my stuff goes to probably my mom and like a little bit to my best friend for sure. Like a fair bit of things to my best friend. How we doing today? We doing good. I don't think it's weird. Anything can happen, you know? Yeah. No, I mean, the weird thing is like, it's kind of making it happen by writing it down. That's the way I feel for mine. I'm not saying for everyone that's what it means. Everyone should have a will. I know. Makes life easier for your loved ones. For sure. But I also have nothing. Other than a motorcycle and everything that's in this apartment, I don't own shit.
Mummification. This makes fasting to death sound like a joke. Some Buddhist monks called Sokushin Butsu in Japan not only committed suicide, they also did it in a way that led to their mummification. The process was started with a diet of nuts and fruits combined with hardcore physical activities. Elimination of body fat was achieved with the first step. The second step involved bouts of vomiting,
Why does
loss
he
of
have red
body
bands?
fluids, and poisoning the body to deter a maggot attack, accomplished by consuming barks, root, and a poisonous tea for 1,000 days. In the last stage, the monk would
You
enter
can
the
live-
tomb, sit in a lotus position, and wait for death. He would sound a bell daily to let his fellow monks know he was alive, and then when the no-bell day came, the monks would seal the tomb and wait for another 1,000 days before opening it to verify the mummification. Number 2, fasting to death.
Whoa! That was wild. But also, how the fuck can you drink poison for 1,000 days? You can fill out forms on every detail you want when you go. Everything from organ donation to what kind of music you want. Nice. I also don't really want a funeral. But, well, I'll talk about it after this video, obviously. Microdosing, and it builds up. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That was really intense. That one was something. But it's cool that you have a website for it. I think that's a big thing because, like, a part of that is I'm not excited about having to meet with a notary. Like,
Death. Vimla Devi, an Indian woman fighting cancer, died in 2006. The cause of death was not cancer, but a 13-day fast called Santhara. This voluntary death by fasting is practiced by the Yains, a community that believes in non-violence towards all creatures. Santhara.
in the UK now, you have to opt out of donating your organs instead of opting in. I think that's okay. As long as you're, well, okay, it depends because is it legit what they do with your organs? Because in terms of donating organs, I really want those to be used for proper things. You know? I don't want my organs to be the organs they test a car crash on. Like, I want my organs to be used for potentially surgery or research. Research is still fine. I think, like, you know, if it's research about whatever cure or blah, 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 wee-woos. And it's going to be louder because I have my patio door more open because it's hot. I'd love someone to use my intestines as a knife scar. Intestines? That's nice. Serbia, people make it like weddings. People eating, drinking after funeral. Even they... people eating, just eating. Oh my gosh. You had me so scared. We just talked about some cannibalism. So like... Okay. Make it like weddings. People eating, drinking after funeral, even they're singing. Actually, that's very common in my family too. We're not Russian by any means, but we do go out. Like there's laughter at funerals. I've said it in the past. I might say it again. There's laughter at funerals in my family. It's kind of we cherish all the memories, even the funny ones. And so, yes, you can mourn. Yes, you can be sad. Yes, you can cry. But you're also allowed to laugh and make jokes with people about certain things that you remember, because it's kind of like part of it. It's like this appreciation of the time that you had. And we usually do go out for food after. In the same way, because it is a moment to be around other people that knew the person you just lost. And everyone's kind of together through it. I think you should read Stiff by Mary Roach. It's about what happens to your body after you donate it to science. Different options. Damn. I have so many books I'm like on my to be read list. So if you can remind me about this book in like a year, we'll see. Because summer starts, and in summer is when I read the most. I barely read the whole winter. That's why I'm still on the same book I was on in the fall. But I'm really chewing through it because it's back to being sunny and I get to go outside and read. Irish funerals are the same way. Yeah, well, my family's got some Scottish heritage. So I think that makes sense. That's why, like, my headphones did a weird sound. Sorry. I know that didn't get to you. They just do a weird thing every now and then. Okay.
That life has served its purpose.
Wait, hold on. Nova Scotia also now has you opt out instead of opt in. Whoa. And by default, organs go to people on wait lists. That's really good, though. Yeah. Mom's alive today because of an organ donor. Nice. That's really awesome. That's incredible. I want to be turned into a compost or a seed pod. Stop giving the answers away. I'm interested in that too. That's why I was going to talk about it, and I will. No, they're not giving up. No. The headphones do this thing where, like, if there's sound coming in, and if it kind of stops, it just goes like, poop, poop. like a, but it's never been giving in. They've done that since day one. It's not a bad thing. They're not broken. It's not a defect.
Within the community, preventing Santhara can invite
So
ostracism.
fasting to death
Number
for
one,
these. Exposure? Exposure to what?
Historians believe that after death, the body becomes a host for corruption and defilement. Cremation or burial are ruled out because they might end up polluting sacred elements like earth and fire. So they go for a ritual called Exposure of the Dead. The deceased's body is taken up to a raised structure called the Tower of Silence and left there to be devoured by vultures. The practice is now only followed in the Indian subcontinent. Dwindling vulture population in India has made the process more gruesome. Some recent photos showing a growing heap of rotting cadavers atop the tower in Mumbai, India, have stirred a controversy within the community.
Yeah, how is that better? Because like instead of burying them, now they're rotting on top of this tower thing? Damn. But that was still interesting. Stacy, did you just miss us watching your video? Oh no. I mean, either way, it was good. In my culture, we celebrate their life. We have sacred fires for 3-4 days. Wow. The fires to never go out and to never be alone. Oh, I love that. We sing our songs next to their body and we have feasts and never turn anybody away. When we lay them down, we play the drum and sing songs for them. I fucking love this so much. As we let the fire go out, we sit in silence and put tobacco down and say a prayer to our creator for them to have safe travels. How is that so fucking poetic? That's really incredible. I remember this guy sued the U.S. Army because instead of using her organs to help people, they tested explosives on her. Yeah, so fuck that. Exactly. I'm like, no, you know? But if they let animals devour them, wouldn't it still be spread? That's what I'm saying. This theory, that last one was a little, like, I don't know, alarming. I'll watch the vid. But I've studied this subject quite a bit. Ooh, awesome. I love that people have studied this. Like a few people today are like, I studied this. I had a class with this. I wrote a paper for this. I like that. That's sick. Okay, is this going to snitch on me? No, because it's just going to go to NCS. Gotcha. Snitch on me. There's nothing here, but I'm always paranoid about what happens on stream. Like, you know, sometimes you show shit and then you're like, oh, fuck, I showed this. There's nothing to not be shown. This was about last week, wasn't it? Right? Yes. So, not last week, but the last subject. So this one. The Grim Reaper and Other Messengers of Death. I was actually excited when I read this title. Like, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Hold on. Oh, I sound like the guy on TikTok. Hold on. You've been scrolling for way too long. Do I have a twin brother? No. Do I have a brother? No. I have a sister. I was going to say I am the only man, but no. But I have a half sister. She's my full sister. She's my real sister. We just don't have the same dad. But I do not have brothers. No. I am me. I always do these little settings. Okay, so this next video is called Psycho Pumps. I don't know if that's the name of the channel or no. So I don't know what Psycho Pumps relates to. We will probably learn. But the Grim Reaper and Other Messengers of Death, which I do love. And I wonder if it's going to mention crows because crows are actually not. They are in some cultures and not in some others, which is really, I love it. And crows are like some of the next tattoos I want on me. Oh, I've also been playing around with the idea of like doing like a line around my finger. So I've been literally drawing with a pen on my fingers to test out like tattoo ideas for my hands. And I did one where I did like my two middle fingers. I did like line, 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 and I had done my thumb and I liked it. But I think next I'm going to try it with a pen is just a line around here, like for my ring finger, but not the first. But this thing. Anyway, I was just talking about tattoos because, you know, ADHD. Messenger of Death. Good topics. Yeah. I think I'd like my corpse to be... Oh, right. So I didn't say what I wanted it to be. To be trebucheted into the mouth of an open volcano. Like, you want to be fucking yeeted in a volcano? Reduce, reuse, recycle, baby. So would you consider this as becoming fuel for the volcano? Where's the recycle bit here or the reuse here? So I'm in between maybe two of like what I would want to have happen once I pass type thing. I'll be in a lava snack. Gotcha. I do consider like the tree one, like being turned into a tree pod, and so you become the seed and this tree grows, which is really nice. I kind of like that idea. That somehow a person that has breathed oxygen on this planet eventually becomes the tree that will create oxygen on this planet. I think that's really poetic and a really good circle of life kind of way. And I like that. But the other one I'm debating is just the typical ashes in the ocean. But because I fucking love the ocean, like, I don't know what it is. I have this spiritual calling with a beach and the ocean and sunsets. And so ashes in the ocean is like also very tempting just because I feel so connected to that. There's a lady on TikTok. I know I've seen, water cremations. Well, water cremation? Or as in like ashes in the ocean. Is that a name for it? Because I'm like, how do you cremate with water? Hi. I have affinity towards water too. Yeah, I've always felt this call towards the ocean. And like I only saw the ocean when I was 23, but my whole life I knew I loved the ocean. And the second I saw it was in fact like a confirmation, massive confirmation. I don't know what it is, man. The ocean is this magical fucking thing. Yeah. So it's between the two. I'm debating, but I haven't picked, which is fine. I definitely don't want to be just buried though. Nah, don't waste money on a coffin. I don't want that. If we all were planted as tree pods, couldn't we start to fix the damage we've done? I think yes and no, because it's definitely not enough trees. Well, I guess if you think 8 trillion? We're 8 trillion. Trillion or billion? Trillion. Trillion. Duh. Mushroom coffins are super interesting to me. Less harsh on the environment and happens surprisingly quick too. It'd be cool to mull my ashes into paint. Damn, that is sick. But a mural, they always get painted over for murals. But I think an art piece in itself would be fucking incredible. Can you do a bit of both? A strange way, like some of the ashes in the ocean or some hair in the ocean. Like just split my body in half. Put half in the ocean, put the other half on a tree. I don't know. No, I think it's more of a pick one type thing. Billion. Oh, 8 billion. Okay. I get confused with the numbers because it's not the same words. Yeah, it's not the same words for French. Because we have million and then we have milliard, which is billion. So I get confused all the time between which is what. For like trillion and billion. Tree pods are how haunted forests start. Nature's already alive. No such thing as haunted. Trees are already just living. Hell, the fucking amount of this plant moving, well, you can't see it, but just how much my big Monstera moves is like, that boy's alive. 100%. He is trying to walk away from this pot every chance he gets. Just to get closer to the sun. Which I think is also quite poetic, I think. Like, because I like the idea of the ashes in the ocean, but then becoming a tree is kind of the same. Like they look for the sunlight and this whole thing. And I'm definitely someone that's constantly chased the sun as well. So people have added it to a tattoo ink. That I'm not sure because I don't know how skin could react. Like already what you put in your skin is so tricky. I'm not sure. Well, who knows? If some people have done it, they've done it. They're donating my organs. I'm totally looking at being set out to sea. Yeah. Okay, this video now. Guys, half in the sea, half in his hometown. Oh, wow. I feel you. French was my language. It's cool growing up, so it still gets me too. Yeah. Problem is humans are decomposing slower because we're so full of junk now. Well, that's why I want to get cremated either way. Don't put me in a coffin.
Throughout time, people across the world
take my organs, give them to people.
came to be.
This guy's quiet.
And monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining.
I'm at 1.25 right now.
This is Mythology Unleashed.
And yeah, that's at 1.25. The song is crazy fast, but the talking is slow enough.
The fate of all living things, be they human, animal.
1.25 this slow? I might go 1.5. No,
Though there
we'll
are
see.
countless ways to meet this inevitable fate, some peaceful and natural, others sudden and tragic. The
1.5.
nature of death and what happens afterward have always been a grand mystery, and a
Hold on. Also, wait.
subject of speculation.
I had clicked away. That was stupid. They're called memorial reefs. Wow. You can have your cremated remains turned into a coral reef. Damn. Grandfather spread, maybe illegally. Oh, in a dozen national parks? Yeah, that's potentially illegally. You're right. When I will be dead, I want my family to put it in ship and then burn me. Whoa, like the OG Viking way. Say it again in French for science. Hey, listen, I said it once. It's kind of slow, I noticed. Yeah, and it's totally okay. For the record, I have no problem with 1.5 speed. Like, if I have to make a video faster, I'm not mad at the video. Did you know fucking YouTube has... And Portia, if you're still here, yes, I finally got that update. TikTok has speed control. Like, you can control your playback speed. You can watch fucking TikTok videos at 1.5 speed. You don't have 1.25. It's either 1 or 1.5 or 2. But I'm in heaven. Because whenever there's like a good long video, but the person's so fucking slow, and normally you're like, you can't really fast forward or whatever, now you can speed up your playback. You just hold your finger on the screen the same way you would do to like clear the visuals, right? Because you have like clear view, and then next to it, you have playback speed. Just letting y'all know, because it is life. And yeah, Portia, as soon as I say that to Portia because Portia let me know as soon as that update was available. I was like, oh, you're going to love this. And then I didn't have it at the time, but I finally got it. And I was like, wow, that's great. Okay, back to the video. If I had a bunch of corn and then died, get cremated, it would be making popcorn? No, because they remove organs and stuff. Like, don't they? I'm pretty sure not everything goes in the cremation thing. Pretty sure. Just giving to say hi because I remember you're a good, kind man. Hey, thanks a bunch. And I'm happy you got it. Yeah, it's been a good time. Honestly, that update was good. Playback speed. Okay.
World, death is not the end, rather a transition from one plane of existence to another. And in many cultures, there is a being
okay, so
heralds the coming of death.
Yeah, so we're still on the Grim Reaper or other messengers of death, just because I've been talking this whole time. I know other people are able to keep track, but because I got lost for a second, I figured I should say it. Definitely remove pacemakers because they explode, so not everything. Yeah, exactly. They do remove some organs and stuff. A lot of people in my res are doing cremation due to a lack of space for graves. This guy has a giant yard right next to a church, and when he bought that house, he was supposed to move. There was more room, but he lied and didn't, and now we have basically no room for people to lay with their family. Whoa. Damn. But they found the good in cremation. Oh, that's nice, yeah.
And stands there waiting to escort the deceased to the land of the dead.
I think what's interesting, instantly I'm talking about this, I think what's interesting about the Grim Reaper / other messengers of death is I've seen a bunch of series of videos, and they are on TikTok. If you look up like end of life behavior, end of life. I'm like, what's the wording for it? There's nurses from like care homes. What the fuck? What are they called? I don't want to say hospice, but like, I don't remember the proper wording. Anyway, there's a lot of videos. Death doula? I don't know what that is. But nurses in halfway homes? No. I don't know what this retirement homes. Thank you. Nurses in retirement homes have all documented things that doctors don't really confirm about the end of life process. The thing like the specific smell of death, that being super aware, all of a sudden they're back to normal. They haven't spoken a word for 3 years, and now they're fully having a full conversation. Some people have stood up despite being somewhat paralyzed. But one of the things, which is usually you will have a last visitor or a last minute visitor, which is all of a sudden they get really smiley and they're talking to someone that's already passed that they know, like their brother, their sister, their parents, their kids, if sadly they passed before them. And they fully address them and have a conversation with them. And in a lot of that, a lot of the patients that then will pass have said, X person is here to get me, and they go with them. And so we have the Grim Reaper, we have other messengers of death, but even in this, in the end of life, in the end of life process, a lot of people have just mentioned someone they're related to coming to get them and take them to whatever's after. So I think there's even a layer of that where the messengers of death are potentially just people you lost in this life and that are coming to get you in a good way, you know. I work in the medical field, and this is true. Exactly. Most of the time, they'll wait for a specific person and hold on. It's really gorgeous. I spent so much time watching these videos. Like, I did a deep dive, hyperfixation deep dive, of course. Death doula, though, what is that? Because I don't know what that means. I worked in like 4 nursing homes is also the word I was looking for. Thank you so much. And this is true. Exactly. Personal favorite fascination are deathbed confessions. Yes. Is the thing. They help you get prepared and be with you when you go. Some help with wills and planning. Grandmother 1000% told me that my grandfather was in the room with her when she was dying. Yeah, and I think it's so gorgeous. I think it's so beautiful because it is that. Someone said earlier that death is a reunion, and I think if anything, that's a really gorgeous thing. You know? I think so. Sounds like a hospice nurse? Yeah, it was that. There was like 2 accounts that I checked out on TikTok, like fully detailing their experience. A little more than 2 accounts, but like 2 accounts had like full videos detailing it. Someone even had footage that they got like willingly given by the families of people of these events. But yeah, wow. As someone who's terrified of death, it's really comforting to hear stories like these. Like, the comments were the most incredible things. And because of that, because not only was the video talking about it, a lot of nurses would confirm it. They'd be like, yes, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 20 years and this is constant. Like, this has always been, and blah, blah, blah. Doctors are just not like saying it because they're not there the whole time. Doctors are there to, you know, do you diagnose death? Because they say like, what's the diagnostic, right? Anyway, sorry, that was a ADHD thing. But the amount of nurses that confirm it, and then the amount of people that feel comfort in that yes, some of the people you have lost in life are there and they come. I was going to talk about a spiritual experience, but that's not really related to this. My grandpa had a glow right before he passed. Yeah, that's also one of the things that's been said. Apparently cats know when people are yeah, animals are 100% like on some magical shit. 100%. I hang a deathbed confession text on my wall. These are amazing. Wow. When I was a kid, I told my parents that heaven was like the arrivals gates at the airport. I don't really buy into the ideology anymore, but it's a nice sentiment. I don't believe in heaven, but I do believe in an afterlife, as in science. Science. Nothing is lost. Nothing is created. Everything transforms. I never know if that's the real quote because I literally translate word for word the French version of it. But that expression, right? Energy doesn't just disappear. Your soul is energy. And so if you pass, that soul doesn't just boop. Oh, okay. And so there is a journey to another thing. I kind of believe in like reincarnation and everything, but I do believe your soul goes somewhere and potentially rekindles. And then it's almost like not wiping the slate, but you eventually get to choose. I also did a past life regression like 2 years ago. And there was the process of discussion, like of choosing to go into the next life. And then the next life being the one I currently have type thing. Which was definitely special to experience. Not afraid of death. It feels like a good friend waiting for me. Yeah, exactly. I've heard people on your deathbed say some crazy thing right before they pass. Have patients tell me they see someone before they pass. Yeah, it's super common. Okay, but that was about this video exactly, because I'm thinking like, yes, Green Reaper, other messengers of death, but I think there's also the beautiful part of it. So I think maybe that's kind of where those two worlds collide, as in not just dark thing. Okay, let's keep watching them. Have any of you been to a psychic or medium? My mom's a psychic, so. Ladies that our uncle who died before we were born was always with her. That's really gorgeous. And it's super common. My mom's been able to tell people like, hey, did you lose this person? And then they'll be like, yeah. And she'll be like, yeah, they're right here. And the fucking crying show starts. And I'm always just there going like, here we go again. Me and my family can always tell when a loved one is going to pass. We see visions of, oh my gosh, I've had that a few times, but before the event of it type thing. Hear certain sounds and can feel a shift in the air. Wow. We always mentally prepare and begin smudging the house and ourselves and speak to Creator for them to be safe. Wow. Ma had not been responsive hours before passing it. But when me and my brothers turned up to see her, she had clarity, like she was waiting for us before going. And that is exactly how it works, yeah. I think our beliefs play a lot into what we see in the end for sure. I think so too. I've always loved Terry Pratchett's interpretation of death. I don't know it. Okay. Was she able to sense she was going to give birth to an amazing man before you came? My mom knew I was going to be a guy. I'm not that amazing, so nah. She just gave birth to me. She just gave birth to a human. She was like, oh, here's a son. But she knew.
Being is known as a psychopomp.
Psychopomp.
Psychopomps appear in a variety of forms throughout mythology all over the world.
Psyche, and then
Some appear as
soul.
unassuming figures, perhaps an animal, or even a previously deceased loved one. Some are depicted as rather frightening,
What did I just say?
monstrous appearance. And some are given no real form at all, appearing as mist or energy. In the
Whoa.
late Middle Ages, an artistic depiction of death emerged in the form of the Grim Reaper, an animated
Agree to disagree? Wait. For what?
flowing robe who carried
Oh, for me being an amazing man. I'm just a normal person. I really am. I swear. I got so many fucking flaws you wouldn't believe.
a scythe.
In a good way. I'm happy to have them.
He's believed to have appeared in Europe as a response to the Black Death, a fatal pandemic of bubonic plague that killed between 75 and 200 million people across the continent. The death tolls were so high, he was
Wait,
as
Greek
if death
mythology
itself
speaks of
were reaping
Thanatos? Is really
Like a
comforting.
farmer.
I don't know what that is.
his crops with his scythe. It is said that the Reaper does not kill people, rather appears when it is someone's time to die. It cannot be tricked, bribed, or fought. It always leaves with the soul it had come to collect, bringing them from the realm of the living to the
But it was made to look so spooky, you know?
Though the Grim Reaper
Which-
may perhaps
Do we think that it was made to look so spooky because of religion? Doesn't like the OG Home Alone. True. A Home Alone 3 was the best. I stand by that. I will stand by this always. Home Alone 3. That's the one. If it was from the plague, it kind of makes sense from what the plague doctors look like with their masks. Exactly. Yeah. You're allowed to be wrong. Well, I'm also right. So, okay.
be the most famous.
But yeah,
version of the
do we think they're drawn to be like so scary because of religion and the whole because
all of them are
religion did instill a fear of
In
death
ancient
and
Egypt,
because I think religion, at least Christianity, definitely has a because I don't know about every other religion, right? Does not read in games. That's just lazy or ADHD, one of the two. I think about Christianity in general. Christianity rephrased, and I mean like nowadays Christianity, not the original. I wouldn't know about the original Bible, but I know it wasn't like that at first. This is in the rewrites of the Bible and everything, where they started using death as a way to control people, get them to be afraid of this. If you behave this way, you will go to hell. If you and blah blah blah, and they made death to be such a negative thing, which is why the Western culture is really horrible at dealing with death of their like close ones. Like other cultures will meet as a group and celebrate and be around and be there. And the most common thing in Western culture is not fucking being there in the event. Like as it's happening, to be like, I can't be around. I can't see this. And it's this insane fear of it. That was, a lot of it was caused by religion, making such a negative connotation with death because that's where you all the negative things, like you're going to go to hell pretty much because you didn't have the perfect Christian life. Anyway, just like but I think that's why also death was pictured to look so scary, like negative, scary. I feel like people aren't allowed to grieve properly. Like specifically, generally, like where, how, what do you mean? As in you don't have enough time, as in you're not allowed to feel your things because you're allowed to feel your things. Time is definitely confusing, right? Because you got to go back to like work or you, as in like, you know, you can't sadly be off forever and type thing. You have to go back to life. So is that what you mean by it? Oh yeah, expect you to get over things quickly. I think you're allowed to go through the thing about it is like, who is going to tell you this? You know, I've been dealing, and I'm saying that for my own work in therapy, right? A lot of the times I walk in there and I go, fuck, I feel so much pressure about blah, 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 blah. And then my therapist goes, yeah, but who said that? Is someone actually telling you this? Is someone telling you can't do this? Is someone telling you this is how it needs to be done? Or is it perhaps your idea of what you think others want or expect from you building this pressure in the first place? And therefore, no one has clarified that statement. As in, is someone really telling people, hey, get over it? Or is it that we as a society have this thing where it's like, man, I really got to somehow not show my real life, struggle to either like my work or other things, and I have to be back to normal. Because I think it's like, I understand still having to go to work, but I think you're allowed to go to work and also grieve while you're there and struggle while you're there. I'm someone that just struggles going to work in general because of ADHD. So if I have to think about, like, if I have to visualize an idea of facing, let's say, a computer screen and crying for a good 15 minutes because I'm overwhelmed from either death or ADHD, like from grief or ADHD, yeah, I still visualize it both ways. I'm like, yeah, I could allow that. I would still be able to do the work. That would suck, but I would still be able to do it. I saw my grandpa die and he had a Christian funeral. 155 people attended. It was extremely exhausting. Whoa, but that's kind of lovely to have 155 people there. Very similar conversation with my therapist. And we worked on realistic versus unrealistic. Yeah, I do that a lot. I literally have a sticker here that says, are you giving in to pressure / shoulds? And that's because I build this pressure because of shoulds. This should be this way. I should do that. This should have been blah, blah, blah. Or the pressure of it, and a pressure I create from an idea of something else that's completely not me. That I literally have that as a post-it note because of working on that with my therapist. So all that to say, I think we are the ones that don't allow ourselves to go through a lot of the things we go through because of this idea that we think everybody else expects from us. And we're usually not the kindest person to ourselves. And so we think everybody else has really unkind expectations of us. I don't know if you see the pattern. Always been a fear around death. It would make sense that there would be a lot of fear-based imagery around death. True, I strongly agree that Christianity has hugely impacted our way of processing death. Yeah, because the Western world's a really good example. Like the difference between, it's so drastic between the Western world and other cultures. I say other cultures. The Western world now has multiple cultures, but you know. I find it crazy how drastically different death and funerals are with Christians compared to the scenario. My own culture, I went to 2 and I have to leave. Oh, and I had to leave. I couldn't stand the fact that so many were holding in their pain. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm really kind of happy with the way my family does it. Like the whole telling. I learned that the hard way too. The first time I went to, it was the first funeral that I remember consciously was my grandfather's. And I was 14. And I was shocked when people were laughing. And I was asking my mom, why are people laughing? Like, aren't we supposed to be all grieving and stuff? And I'd been to more funerals when I was a kid because I lost some family members, but I wasn't aware or conscious, like, you know, kind of there present at the time. I was just like, probably sad, but I have no recollection of it. Versus like my grandfather's funeral was kind of the first time I was aware and conscious and attentive. And I was thrown off. I was like, is this normal? Like, what the fuck? Are they horrible people? And she was like, oh, no, not at all. Like, we're sharing stories. If anything, this is the time to talk about the really beautiful memories you have with this person. Like, any memory you have, any funny thing that you've lived with them, cherish it. Say here so more people know of it. And I'm really happy that that's the way my family approaches it. There's still a fucking lot of crying. Don't get me wrong. Bunch of family members stayed a night at the house of the person who lost someone for days. Wow. My family does that too, actually. They usually hang out together. Like the instant, whether like it's the kids, they'll all be around for each other. It's like the elders in my family. That's kind of how it works. So it will be like my mom and her siblings will be there for whoever lost, is the closest person to the person we lost. Okay, I'm going to hit play because I'm really fucking slow at this.
Those who had died were greeted by Anubis, the jackal god of embalming.
I do like that, though. It's just because I like things like that. Passed last year and I was grieving for a long time. And that's okay.
That Hermes, the
I wanted to hear at my dad's funeral was fun stories. Yeah, good. That's really awesome. Yeah.
To the realm of Hades, so long as they can pay him.
Yeah, which is, mythology. Don't go through it alone. They talk and cry and laugh. Yeah.
Black and white impermanence. 2 generals of Dayu, who patrol the mortal world every night.
Whoa.
The drifting spirits of those who have recently died.
Whoa. I like that.
Aztec people believed they would be guided to Mictlan by Xolotl, a fearful god frequently depicted as a hairless dog, or a skeletal being with a dog's head.
Okay.
For the Cree people of North America, the Aurora Borealis is called Wawate, and it is composed from the departed spirits of ancestors, forever dancing across the night sky, and lighting the way to the afterlife.
That is gorgeous.
In Norse mythology, the Valkyries would descend upon the battlefields to those who had fought valiantly,
That's nice.
and escort the fallen to the realm of Valhalla. In Vodou traditions, Baron Samedi awaits the deceased at the crossroads of life and death, bringing the newly deceased to the afterlife. In Christian beliefs, the deceased are protected on their way to heaven by either Archangel Michael or by Jesus Christ himself. These are but a mere handful of examples of the
My mom believes in. I'm named after my mom's guardian angel. My mom definitely believes in all. My mom's actually mad I don't believe in Christianity. Like, I'm an atheist. She's like, how can you not? From like everything that, because of being a psychic and all of that and the talks and blah, blah, blah. And apparently your guardian angel is named Jean-Sébastien. And so that's why I got named Sebastian. Okay.
The world has to offer.
That was my little tidbit.
Though they all vary drastically in appearance from one another, and each in their own way have been feared and honored, they have more than a few shared qualities between them.
My computer's struggling a little, so if you're on TikTok, I'm just going to close the TikTok live. I'm just going to keep the Twitch live going because I can see my like, somehow my CPU and GPU kind of going a little haywire, which we're only watching YouTube. Anyway, so if you're on TikTok, you can make your way over to Twitch, and if not, I'll see you next time, okay? Hold on. I didn't click the button to end the TikTok live, though. Okay, now I'm doing it. Bye, TikTok. Okay, computer, can you chill out now? Would that be possible? Are you okay with that? Can we... Much better. Okay. God damn. I was like, oh no, don't start stuttering. I don't know. Something was strong. Okay, my mom has frequently asked my sister and I to attend church with her. I'm just really tone deaf. Oh, it's definitely tough having. But my mom is not like in the ignorant way. Like honestly, the only thing, because she does, first of all, she doesn't go to church either. We used to when I was a kid. The only thing she's like mad at me for, not mad, but the only thing she's like, I can't believe you don't believe it, is about heaven. And I was like, I don't understand how you don't believe in heaven. I've set people over, and I'm like. Being a psychic and stuff, and she's had to deal with afterlife spirits and whatnot. I'm like, they just don't go to heaven. That's all I'm thinking. They go somewhere. But anyway, that's a thing between my mom and I. Frequently ask my, have you been turning your computer off? Yeah, no. It's been turning off, but it's really like, it's almost maybe the first hot day, like to the point where my patio doors open wider. So my computer is probably just hotter than it's been for the whole winter. So maybe it's just not adjusting well to the heat. Oh, I'm somewhere else. There you go. Okay.
As one might imagine, they are all adept guides, experienced border crossers, and
Suzanne's an
walkers
ally.
through the
She
world.
just wants us to participate. Yeah.
They also tend to have an air of
It is
compassion about
challenging.
them, being non-judgmental, for they are merely the guide. There is something more than a little...
We're set at 1.5, aren't we?
Death. Life comes to an end for all who
God
live on the
damn.
planet, yet no one alive ever experiences death and can tell their loved ones about
It
it.
feels like I have time to think in between.
Mystery surrounding the nature of death and what, if anything, comes after dying can be utterly terrifying.
Might need a clean. Shh, I know that.
But when death is given a face, whether it be beautiful or
Yes,
scary,
there's dust in my computer. It's okay.
it may take away some of the fear of dying. It is a rather comforting notion
Fuck.
that there may be a being
I hate
full of
dust so
judgment
much.
and malintent, who extends their hand out toward you, lets you know that your earthly pain is ended, and will safely guide you home.
Don't judge my computer cleanliness, okay? I hate dust with a fucking passion. Dust is so goddamn horrible. It's like everywhere. And you can't get rid of dust. Every time I get rid of dust, it goes back on it. You know, I get rid of dust, it flies in the air for a little bit, and then it's right back onto where I fucking took it off of. What do you think I was cleaning off my camera earlier? I hear the motorcycles outside, and I'm like, God damn, that could be me. But I want to go read after this, not ride my... I'm like, do I want to go ride my bike after this? I don't know. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. This is kind of in the same subject. That's true. That's me. I am dust. Can't get rid of me. Okay. This is the next one. I'm definitely fucking slow, apparently. I'm like, oh yeah, I think we'll get through 9 videos. Although they've been short videos, so I like it. That guy was just a bit slow. Okay, let's go with 1.25. This one is called The Lessons of Death. Oh, Sam Harris, isn't that? I know this.
Topic is a topic we all think about while doing our best not to think about it. The
I don't know why I
topic
know
is
this name.
death. And how we think about death changes depending on whether we're thinking about
Am I?
dying
Okay, yeah. I
ourselves
wasn't sure if I had
or about
clicked away.
losing the people we love.
Thought I was clean mine
Whichever
the
side of
other
the
day.
coin
My gosh,
we
there you
take
go.
here, death is really an ever-present reality for us. And it is so whether we're thinking about it or not. It's always announcing itself in the background, on the news, in our concerns about our own health. If you observe yourself closely, you'll see that you spend a fair amount of energy each day trying not to die. This makes a mockery of almost everything
Fair.
we spend our lives doing. Just take a moment to reflect on how you've spent your day so far. The kinds of things that captured your attention. The things that you've been genuinely worried about. The
Yeah.
last few days, I've been spending an inordinate amount of time trying to find a new font for my podcast. This has literally absorbed
That's a really nice way to pitch your own podcast in your video.
Me at any point
Plug
in the
it.
last 48 hours and ask me what I'm up to, what deep problem I'm attempting to solve. The honest answer would have been, I'm looking for a font. Now, I'm not saying that everything we do has to be profound.
I like the idea though.
Sometimes you
You
just
spend a lot of time in your day
contemplating
trying not to
the
die.
brevity of life brings some perspective to how we use our attention.
Always when you're on the
Sometimes
toilet.
What we pay attention to.
I like this
is
video
the
so far.
quality of attention. It's how we feel while doing it. If you need to spend the next hour looking for a font, you might as well enjoy it. Because the truth is, none of us know how much time we have in this
I'm
life.
eating a little bit of
And
trail
taking
mix.
that fact to heart brings a kind of moral and emotional clarity to the present. And it can bring a resolve to not suffer over stupid things. I mean, take something like road rage. You're behind the wheel of your car, and somebody does
I was just discovered like 2 days ago. You can put your Discord servers. You're joined in into a little folder. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like you mean in the sidebar? Oh, cause did you see it in mine? Is that why?
something erratic.
I usually put the ones I
Not just
don't.
driving.
Why?
slow
Like I don't
driving,
check every.
And you find yourself.
I check them maybe every 6 months or so.
I would submit to you.
Those are the ones that go in
That
there.
kind of thing is impossible if you're being mindful of the shortness of life. If you're aware that you're going to die, and that the other person is going to die, and that you're both going to lose everyone you love, and you don't know when, you've got this moment of life, this beautiful moment, this
Okay.
moment where your consciousness is bright.
You're
where it's
saying
not
really
dimmed
nice
by
things,
morphine,
video.
in the hospital on your last day among the living, and the sun is out or it's raining. Both are beautiful, and your spouse is alive, and your children are alive.
I mean, you can change the whole color of Discord now. Did y'all get this update? You can change the theme and stuff.
And you're driving. And that person in front of you, who you will never meet, whose hopes and sorrows you know nothing about, but which if you could know them, you would recognize are impressively similar to your own.
Oh, it's a Nitro feature.
It's just
My
driving
bad.
slow.
It's a pay-to-win thing.
This is your life. The only one you've got.
I pay.
And you will never get this moment back again. And you don't know how many more moments you have. No matter how many times you do something, there will come a day when you do it for the last time. You've had 1,000 chances to tell the people closest to you that you love them in a way that they feel it, and in a way that you feel it. And you've missed most of them. And you don't know how many more you're going to get. You've got this next interaction with another human being to make the world a marginally better place. You've got this one opportunity to fall in love with existence. So why not relax and enjoy?
I really like this video.
Really relax. Even in the midst of struggle, even under uncertainty. You are in a game right now, and you can't see the clock. So you don't know how much time you have left. And yet you're free to make the game as interesting as possible. You can even change the rules.
That's literally my belief on death.
No one has thought
Well,
of yet.
not
You can
changing the
literally
rules, but like
build a rocket to go
exactly.
to Mars.
You have right now.
I
Do
actually
everything right
know
now.
People who will spend some part of today doing that. But whatever you do, however seemingly ordinary, you can feel the preciousness of life. And an awareness of death is the doorway into that way of being in the world.
That was great. That was great. I love that. That was really cool. The graphics were so soothing, I zoned out. Like my eyes blurred out. I was listening, but my eyes went blurry. ADHD style. Neurodivergent style. Yeah, this was very much like a video that explains it. Death is inevitable, and in a way, like, it makes right now even more magical. Right now isn't tainted by the fact that it will end. Right now is elevated by the fact that it's guaranteed to not be forever. And therefore, what you're living right now is so much more important, so much bigger, so much, like, grander. I don't know. It's I think it's a lovely thing because, but that's where I'm saying like, part of that is ADHD. But to me, waiting until I'm old to do a thing I want to do makes no fucking sense because I don't know that I'll make it there. And so I usually just go, I want it now. And therefore, let's get it. Because I'm not guaranteed to have tomorrow anyway. I am horrible with savings. I'm good with money, but I'm not thinking about my retirement. I don't even know that I'll get to that age. Which is probably going to be bad if I do. But that's what I think. I think, if anything, if I have any type of income, that just means I can live a little more. I can allow myself to experience life, this beautiful thing. Not so much hold back, but just live. Healthy still. I do like, I try to live healthy things with it. Not like do stupid things. Which I've done a fair deal of as well. Retired Seb is screaming right now. Well, fuck him. He can deal with it. He's gonna have to live every day as I don't know, as it goes. He's gonna figure it out. I've figured everything out until now. You think Retired Seb won't keep figuring shit out? He's got this. I can believe. I can trust in future Seb, you know? Yeah, in all reality, our generation will never be able to retire. Yeah, I mean, literally right now, there's fucking France is going nuts over the retirement age being pushed. To be fair, really in a fucked up way by their president. Which I love. I love the French. I love France, like going full revolution style. I love it. But yeah, that's true, you know. Our generation, will we be able to retire? Will the retirement age be 90 by that time? Possible. So buy that little doodad you want because we're never retiring, y'all. Literally, I was looking at buying a drone this morning. So this is like everything I've just been saying now. Right after saying it, I was like, does that mean I should just go buy the drone? I don't even need a fucking drone. I just want it. It's just always been a toy that I've wanted ever since drone were like popular. And so, but I was even looking at like the fucking like airways of the area and stuff. Like I looked at the map and I was like, cool, where would I be allowed the no-fly zones and whatnot? And then that's kind of what made me hold back, because I was like, a lot of the areas I'm in are kind of like either no-fly or fly but low or blah blah blah, like limited zones. So I was like, man, I want a drone, but like I would still not get to do all this shit. You have money to buy a drone and still live by the drone. I know. Maybe you can film yourself on your bike. To be fair, I have a 360 camera. Like I'm going to use it more this summer. But I would like to think I'm going to use it more this summer. All I got today that I did not need was 2 venti from Starbucks in the span of 15 minutes. God damn, did you drink the first one in 15 minutes? If Retired Seb is retired, he's done something right. There you go. Okay, that was that video. Fuck, man, I'm slow today. You know what? That's okay, though. That was like 3 videos. I like that the videos are really short, though. Y'all are really helpful. And selecting video.
Final.
Shush. Yes, it is. 1.25. Boop. That's good. I'm actually thinking, I don't know if I want to stand. I don't know if I want to make a coffee. I don't want to make a coffee, but I'm getting a little, I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand for a bit. That usually wakes me up. Woo! It's okay, we're all a little slow sometimes. Hold on, let me go a little higher. I feel like I grew taller somehow because my setting was set to when I'm standing and I didn't grow taller. Oh gosh, what? You judging my fit? Live too close to military base. Exactly. Like Vancouver's really small. And so I'm within, like all of Vancouver is pretty much within hospital limits, and every hospital has a helipad. And so there's a big area around it where it's restricted. So pretty much like Vancouver is so small that flying anywhere, you're either close to the airport or close to a hospital with a fucking helipad. So it's like, oh, dang it. Even like, because the drone I would get is like below 250 grams. I would get like a DJI Mini 3 Pro because it's a really kick-ass drone. I know everything about every fucking drone. That's the thing. Like ever since DJI started making these drones and YouTubers jumped in, every time a new drone's on the market, I watch the videos about it. Eventually I'll get one. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, video.
Or is it? Countless people.
Top of energy, drink for breakfast.
Life. What they recount after their near-death experience
Oh, wow,
is
yeah.
really similar regardless of the circumstances. These phenomena may provide a glimpse into the afterlife, or according to some scientists,
Shaking
they may
it.
be
Yeah,
something
that makes
entirely
sense. Oh wait, I was not listening.
final.
Woo, that's also a quiet video. What do I want? I'm like, I feel like I need something to wake me up. Like I tried the trail mix, but it didn't do it. I have a bag of chips, and I'm not sure, but I'm like tempted. Otherwise, I did have lunch. I actually ate before stream. Would you believe that? I had udon noodles because I had leftovers, ready to go. I'm like, maybe chips. I'll try chips. Cold water. Yeah. Yeah. Our nosy neighbor used to fly his drone while we were outside. Oh my God. Mooned it and he stopped? Oh, well, that's good news. He could have kept going if that was the purpose of it. Florian said, always chips. Okay. Whoa, is that your partner's name? Because that's a really fucking cool name. I feel like I say that about every name. But to be fair, a lot of names are really cool. I vote chips. I got chips. It's spicy, salt, and vinegar. Okay, video.
Or is it? Countless people have died and then come back to life. What they recount after their near-death experience is often eerily similar regardless of the circumstances. These phenomena may provide a glimpse into the afterlife, or according to some scientists, they may be something else entirely. Around 9 million people in the United States alone have been recorded as having a near-death experience. This often changed the way
chip.
they thought about life and how they interacted with the world around them. The craziest thing of all is the commonality
Oh, I missed the hi. My bad. Hi.
between these unconnected events. Someone is considered clinically dead by medical professionals when their heart stops beating. However, with advances in medical technology, just because someone is dead doesn't mean they can't be brought back to life. Thanks to defibrillators and CPR, someone
My brother and dad are both Tremaine. Damn.
can have their heart restarted several minutes after it stopped beating. This is what we consider a near-death experience. During this time, some pretty wild common occurrences happen. Many people have recounted seeing a bright light or have an out-of-body experience. Oftentimes, they watch what's going on in the operating room or hear conversations that
What
they
a
were
animation.
dead for. However, there's also a more sinister side to the near-death experiences, a darker common occurrence of feeling deep despair and loneliness, as well as a spooky-looking female apparition can occur. What causes these commonalities, and why doesn't everyone recover from death?
I have one friend with a near death. Yeah, she almost lost her hearing. No. With a near death experience. And she said just the blackness, like void, nothing. But I think it adds to the fact that those, like the people that kind of take you into the afterlife, like, yeah, they're not there when it's near death because you weren't meant to go. So I was like, it kind of checks out, you know? About you missing messages. Yes, I miss lots and lots of messages. I'm sorry. So have the plot of flatliners? Yeah. You and Tony are both right. Made a different comment. Oh, nice. Lies and slander. I was here the whole time. He did not say hi. Ah!
What is a near-death experience actually? Scientists are now closer to answering these questions than ever before. The first near-death experience described in a medical report came from a military doctor in northern France, named Pierre-Jean de Monchaux in 1740. The patient had too much blood drawn while doctors
People
tried
saying
to
French
treat an
names.
intense fever. In the report, the patient said he saw such a pure and extreme light that he thought he was in heaven. Even the first medical record of a near-death experience includes a bright light. But is it God, or is there another explanation? Dr. Sam Parnia, an associate professor at NYU Grossman School of Medicine, has been pushing the boundaries of what we once thought of as death. His research focuses on when death actually occurs. He's found that cells inside your body don't die when your heart stops, but may last up to 10 hours after. He's hypothesized that if we understand what consciousness is and the connections between all of the cells in our body, we may be able to bring back people to life long after they've been declared clinically dead. His research has also led to other findings, especially in explaining what a near-death experience could be. Parnia believes that someone's consciousness continues long after the brain and heart shut down completely. This may account for certain common experiences people have when they die and are brought back to life. Parnia sees thoughts and consciousness as being fundamentally different from synaptic activity. He claims that there's no evidence that shows how brain cells could generate thoughts. So for right now, we're working within the constraints of...
But I still don't think we have a full understanding of the brain. Like, I think the brain working even on a... What's the word? conscious, subconscious, and quantum. There you go. The brain working on a quantum level is like, I want to say almost a new even conversation. So a lot of it we still don't know. And a lot of the quantum part of the brain working, we definitely don't know. Like it's so new and fresh and still not clear to us. That's where manifestation happens, by the way, in the quantum part of like behavior for the brain, because it doesn't happen conscious or subconscious. It's like shifting your reality from your thoughts, which is actually possible. Is this the Lazarus effect? Oh, I forget what that is.
What we can know based on the technology we have. But if thoughts and
Quantum is, yes, it is. You're absolutely right.
consciousness lies somewhere else in the body, this may explain why near-death experiences occur. If consciousness continues on after the body is dead, then perhaps that's why, even though there's no brain activity, people have still vivid visions or are able to even recount things that happened around them while they were dead. However,
Because
other
you can
scientists
see
are
much-
more skeptical.
You can see much more than just your body. Like, let me rephrase that. You can see and feel much more than what your literal eyes can see, like your actual physical eyes. And so even with your eyes shut in a near-death experience where almost the quantum part takes over, / soul, whatever you want to name it, there's definitely a lot to be known or seen, experienced. And a lot of people are just like, well, your eyes were shut. How can you? You're supposed to be dead. How can you hear? Like there's a, anyway.
And have a different explanation for what near-death experiences could be. Kevin Nelson, a neurologist at the University of Kentucky Medical Center, provides a less mystifying explanation for near-death experiences. Nelson claims that many of the visions, out-of-body experiences, and lights associated with near-death experiences can also be triggered when someone isn't in any danger of dying at all. This may indicate that the things people go through during near-death experiences aren't necessarily connected to the event itself, but to
do you mean?
normal activity of the human nervous system. The
Well, I think-
commonalities
okay,
that
yeah.
people recount during their
But-
near-death experiences also seem to be similar to those that happen when someone faints. Nelson suggests that it
Yeah.
may not be the threat of death that causes the experiences, but the
Oh, I
feeling
agree
of
with
being
that.
threatened itself. Conducting experiments in the safe conditions of a laboratory was
I think exactly. Like I think the good point, gonna take a nap. Oh my gosh, enjoy it. Lazarus effect is like a reflex your physical body can make after death, I think. Oh. But it's not so much just that. But there is, so I do agree with this. Yeah, your brain doesn't just do those things in this near death or after death experience. Your brain really does a lot more. Brain, body, but I guess brain does a lot more even when you're in your living state, awakened state. Which is why, like, psychics and things like that, like I can feel people in a room. I can feel people's pain. Like actually, like there's times where I'll be like, "Fuck, is your knee okay?" And people are like, "How do you know?" I'm like, mine's hurting like crazy. Like there's a lot more to it. That's how I feel. Like spirits. If my mom could fully talk to them and everything. I can just feel where they are, what they like, how big they are and everything. The same way if you close your eyes and someone walks in the room behind you, you can somehow pinpoint where they are. That's exactly how it feels to me for something that's not even in the room or is. Had a seizure and hit her head badly on a curb and said that in the back of the ambulance, she remembered beautiful blue eyes. None of the EMTs had blue eyes and a deep male voice that told her that it wasn't time for her to go yet. She was really out of it, but that part she always remembered vividly. That's awesome. Oh, there was a someone about near death thing. Because in the same way that I watched all these videos about the like last moments before death, there's also videos about people having near death experience and like literally saying their dad showing up, like deceased dad showing up and being like, "Get up, it's not your time yet. I'm sorry, but I can't take you yet." And like them with a fully like broken spine somehow standing just enough to step out of the danger thing and then faint again where they can be found by EMTs and stuff like that. Like it's so incredible. Even having someone being like, no, not yet. Get back out there. Get up. Wake up. Go there. Like it's I think it's beautiful. Okay.
shown to generate similar experiences as in near-death patients. A study from 1994 found that fainting
Oh, I didn't read the title of that video, by the way. Scientists finally try to explain near-death experiences. which makes sense.
experiment to feel at peace, entering another plane, and being surrounded by light. All of these things are also associated
Man
with
at the
near-death
desk sent him
experiences.
back.
The scientists
Whoa.
found that out-of-body experiences were not only common in fainting trials, but in the general population as a whole. In one study of 13,000 people, researchers found that almost 6% of them had an out-of-body experience. So
I've
it would
had,
appear that this type
well,
of
not even a near-death
reserved
thing.
for those-
I used to astral travel, like willingly. Like, I could control it and shit. They'll just be gone. Get the fuck out. Like fully doing gestures. My grandmother had visions, and my dad and I definitely have strong spiritual manifestations. With little effort, so I totally understand what you're talking about. Exactly. Whilst you were awake or asleep? Awake. I've done it asleep maybe just twice. But awake, I could do it on demand for a long time. I haven't done it in years. Because it's also real spooky. Yeah, like you don't want to see your body. There shouldn't be any mirrors looking at your face. There's a lot of factors. I've seen my body though. I've definitely done it. Just not looked at my face, which is great. Because I knew. I'm going to need to hear more about that. How do you astral travel? Oh, fuck. I had like so many different techniques at the time. Like there's a whole meditation followed by this imagination of a chain that you can pull on. Like pull. And then use it to like pull your way out. The spooky shit, but in a good way. But also, hard to explain because I haven't done it in a long time. Wee woos. I'll hit play after that. I was also gonna say something else though. What was I gonna say? I'm like reading the comments just to be like, is that where I thought of it? Oh, just like this idea of a voice kind of kicking in the moment of fainting, in the moment of like almost accident, in a life-threatening moment. I had that when I was when I had a heat stroke. Like when I had a heat stroke in the Bahamas, which was day 2 or 3 in the Bahamas, and this was heat that I had never experienced, and I was dehydrated and all the things. I learned the hard way, which I love heat. I was in heaven while I was there. But my body wasn't used to it, and I had a heat stroke within the first 3 days, and I was sitting at this one, like, because I was working there, and I was sitting at this one table, and I told the other person I worked with, I was like, hey, take the teens like to the next activity, I'll catch up, but like I need to sit, and I was kind of staring into the void, like into nothing, just trying to breathe and fucking stay alive. Somehow I knew I was having a hard time, and this fucking voice, like. I was like, I want to say floozy. Like everything was blurry. Like my mind was blurry. Everything was barely functioning. And then this one instance of clarity and this voice, which was kind of my voice, but like a very different intonation than mine, like a way of intensity in the words, literally said, you're having a heat stroke. Take your phone, message one person that can come find you right here. Tell them what's happening. Woozy, thank you. You're having a heat stroke. Take your phone, text anyone that can come get you right here, and let them know what's happening and how that they need to come find you. I literally picked up my phone, and I had just moved to the resort, so I had the yoga instructor's number and my manager's number as like quick contacts. So I texted the yoga instructor instantly because I knew she was off shift right now, like at the time that it was happening. And I was like, I'm at this place. Can you come get me? I'm having a heat stroke. And literally I hit send and my brain was gone. I was like, and then when she found me, which she went to get my manager, which was really great. When she found me, I couldn't make a fucking sentence at all. I ended up going to the Bahamian doctor and getting 4 bags of IV shoved in my blood. Because I was fully dehydrated and everything. But that voice, the voice with that one single moment of power, of being like, this is about to happen, do this. And then I did it, and then it was gone. All of a sudden, all brain power is fully gone. And it felt so incredible. Which I don't know, I think counts as in like a voice guiding you into surviving. Astral travel too at night, and I've been trying to do it by meditating during the day. I've gotten into that state, but can't quite get out of my body yet. I found it easier awake than asleep. It's because when I'm asleep, I'm really good at fucking passing out, you know, like just being gone in the dream world. Heat strokes are no joke. Oh yeah, it was like insane. It was definitely big. Okay. I always say hi. Well, hi.
Who have had a brush with death. If this is the case, then what about all the other near-death experiences? If they can be explained by natural processes of the body, then scientists would be in a better position to explain why certain events occur when someone dies and then is brought back to life. For example, out-of-body experiences are also commonly reported by people with epilepsy or who go through sleep paralysis. Since the latter is non-life-threatening, it stands to reason that the near-death experience is not causing the out-of-body experience, but something else may be. Nelson has conducted research.
I think it's just the brain. The brain has that power.
To zap someone's temporal parietal cortex, which is the part of the brain that regulates how the body perceives itself, out-of-body experiences can be triggered. But Nelson,
You have a sleep paralysis demon?
during near-death experiences can be explained by something all of us do each night. A lot of the things that people see during a near-death experience can also occur when
Narcoleptic.
someone transitions
Whoa.
between wakefulness and the rapid eye movement stages of sleep. Nelson believes that the key characteristics of near-death experiences are all normal things that occur during a sudden shift in states of awareness. This is called the borderland of consciousness. The switch that controls when we change between states of consciousness, like wakefulness and REM sleep, is housed deep within the brainstem. Nelson hypothesizes that when someone undergoes a near-death event like a cardiac arrest, the brain malfunctions. When this happens, the different states of consciousness may begin to bleed together, which could cause the person to undergo several of the
Whoa.
things associated with near-death experiences. It isn't so much that the person is seeing beyond this life, as their perception of reality is being merged together with multiple levels of consciousness. This idea is called the REM intrusion theory. Nelson even takes it a step further by explaining
I like
why
this.
bright light
Holy
during
shit.
near-death experience is so common. When the brain switches between wakefulness and REM sleep, it's actually activating part of the visual system. So it's logical that when someone passes through the borderland of consciousness, they would experience some form of light. This wouldn't be a light from the great beyond, but instead a byproduct of the brain switching back and forth between consciousness levels and accidentally activating the visual system of the body. But not all scientists believe that near-death experiences can be explained away by malfunctioning
Yeah, I
brain
don't
systems
think
and the
so.
bleeding of consciousness levels. Bruce Grayson, who is a psychiatrist at the University
This is a really informative video.
near-death experiences for almost 50 years. He claims that the REM intrusion theory cannot explain every near-death experience. The most concrete example of this is in people who have near-death experiences while under conditions that inhibit their brain from going into REM sleep. This happens, for example, when someone is given anesthesia. The biggest problem that Grayson has with the REM intrusion
You
theory
can't go in
is
REM
that some
sleep
data
with
just doesn't
anesthesia?
support it. He even acknowledges that REM intrusion theory seems plausible for explaining near-death experiences, but the information available and the data that's been collected does not make sense if the slipping between consciousness levels is the sole reason for all near-death experiences. One of the most significant examples for Grayson that has him believing that there is more to near-death experiences than just blending of consciousness levels actually comes from his own work. He'd been trying to revive a patient who had overdosed on drugs and was clinically dead. When he and his team were able to revive her, the patient was able to recall precise details from what was happening while she was dead. The patient repeated back a conversation that Grayson had with her roommate in the next room over, and that Grayson had spaghetti sauce on his tie while he was trying to revive her. After he had talked to the patient, he concluded that the only way it could have happened was if she had left her body, and that made no sense to me at all. Grayson does not believe the REM intrusion theory can explain this example of a near-death experience
Dang
with
it,
every
dropped the
detail
chip.
that the patient remembered. What it comes down to is that more research needs to be done, but there are two camps when explaining near-death experiences. The first is that when someone dies and is brought back to life, there's a malfunction in the brain that switches it between different consciousness levels. This can cause hallucinations, and as Nelson believes, can explain almost all of the commonalities between near-death experiences. On the other hand, scientists like Parnia and Grayson think there's more to near-death experiences than that. They're not
I
saying
think
that
there's
people
still more,
experience
because we
God,
still don't know
that they're getting a
shit.
glimpse of the afterlife, but that there's a part of consciousness that we don't quite understand yet. Either way, people who have gone through a near-death experience normally have some type of transformation, whether it's seeing a bright light, having an out-of-body experience, or something more sinister like experiencing agony or deep loneliness. Something happens. More often than not, people come out of a near-death experience having new perspective on life, one that actually drives them to be more thankful and more caring for others. Whether this is a result of altered states of consciousness or glimpses into what awaits us in the afterlife is inconsequential to survivors of near-death experiences. Just being alive is a gift to them. Scientists, on the other hand, are driven to explain things. It's what they do. The phenomena associated with near-death experiences most likely will be understood at some point. It just may be after we've moved on to whatever comes after this existence. Now check out best evidence of life after death.
True. I think like we just don't know, you know? Like we just don't know, you know? No, but we definitely don't have all the info yet about it. Which explains why each person has theories and stuff. My first bit after waking up are deaf. Oh, definitely a mix of awake and asleep consciousness. Whoa. You had a good time. Sleep paralysis once, no demon or hella creepy. Had guy, but my brain made a towel hanging on a chair morph into a terrifying looking grandma lady. Damn, I never had that. But I definitely have like, I get like vivid imagery as I fall asleep. I'm one of those like instantly my real world starts colliding with the dreams. Or I guess the dreams start taking over the real world vision that I'm having. Sometimes my eyes are still open and just from blinking, I see this visual that's going to be my dream type thing. I'm here. Time zones are weird. I know. It's okay. I have a late note though. Let's get learning on Saturday morning. Well, good morning. Don't worry about it. Time zones are different and weird and shifted. So some people like us, like me and others, had daylight savings last weekend, and some others will get it eventually in the future. I'm kind of running out of brain power, so let me see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we do. I think we do one more, and then after that, I might chill, because I'm running out of juice. Juice being my brain. After being diagnosed and being treated for narcolepsy symptoms, my first bit after waking. Oh wait, I read that already. Dang it. Had sleep paralysis once. Somehow my brain thought my blanket was someone on top of me. Sleepwalk very often, and the things I do are so strange. I wake up on the floor, or items switch around my room. Damn. Biggest pro, this daylight savings. I don't have to math for EST. We're just now exactly 12 hours apart. Huh. And does that mean you and I are 15 hours apart? Okay. Your next one's short. Well, did scientists just discover what happens when we die? I think I like that. I'm going to read the titles and see, like, if it's short, I'll definitely check it out. History of the Day of the Dead, which is great too. Dang it. Like, so many of these are really good. Fuck. I remember reading the titles, like, yesterday, and I was like, they're good. We are 15 hours apart. Gotcha. Answers dead body questions from Twitter. Oh, fuck. Okay, we'll check this. I think these two, if I can. Hold on! I keep sounding like that fucking TikTok person. Like the warning. And if you haven't heard it, it's because I'm a degenerate and I spend way too long on TikTok to a point where the app tells me to get off it. The app that literally wants you to stay on it the longest tells me to get off it. That's what the fuck happens. Every time I sleep on my back, so now I refuse to sleep on my back, even though sleeping on my stomach is causing back problems. Get a better bed. Like, if you're a stomach sleeper, get a harder bed. Like, way less mattress than you think. It's going to help you, and it's not going to mess up your back. What messes up your back is a soft or medium soft bed with being a stomach sleeper, because it bends your back the other way. But a hard bed really helps.
There are some questions and mysteries that are much more difficult to decipher than others, and the question of death is arguably the most difficult of all. What really happens when the end comes? Can we ever be completely sure until we ourselves reach that point? These are problems that human beings have always wrestled with. But have we finally been given a glimpse of the truth? This is Unveiled, and today we're answering the extraordinary question: did scientists just discover what happens when we die? Do you need the big
Let's find out.
Answered? Are you constantly curious?
Just get to it.
Unsurprisingly, there have been countless studies into death over the years, but also, and understandably, there are various ethical...
In case I forget, it's Saturday school. Seb yelling at the next video before it starts quickly reminds me. There you go.
Considerations which make the business of analyzing and measuring death a little tricky. Death comes to us all, but it's often unexpected, and even in a hospital setting, the focus at the moment of death is usually on trying to keep the dying person alive, rather than recording precisely how death unfolds for them. In February 2022, however, news broke of an accidental recording of a dying brain, which reportedly has given scientists a unique snapshot into a person's final...
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Details of the recording were released in...
Because someone died in the MRI, right?
Actually took place 6 years earlier in 2016.
Or X-ray, like...
A 7-year-old patient in Canada was then being treated for epilepsy, which involved doctors taking brain scans to measure his neural activity. However, when the patient unfortunately suffered a heart attack and died during one such scan, it meant that researchers had captured a unique series of moments within his brain, before, during, and after death.
I remember that, though. I read about it when it happened.
Brain activity measured in total. Analysts were subsequently able to specifically pinpoint 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after the patient passed away. And what they found appeared to support a long-held theory about dying, that your life flashes before your eyes. According to the study,
like the memory area,
in aging neuroscience, the dying brain showed an increase in gamma activity, releasing brain waves that are ordinarily linked to memory recall. The patterns that were recorded also relates to complex functions such as dreaming and meditation. The suggestion is then that when death arrives, the brain perhaps does embark on the phenomenon sometimes known as life recall. And in the case of this particular patient, it may last for up to 30 seconds after the heart stops beating. Up until now, most of what's known about this comes from the testament of those who have had a near-death experience. The sensation of having revisited key moments from their lives is one of the most often reported by anyone describing an NDE. Scientists have also seen similar gamma surges in the brains of dying animals such as rats during testing. But this latest study offers a unique look at what happens to the human brain. Importantly, those behind the findings highlight that this is still just one case study, and so the results can't yet be applied to every brain. The patient had been diagnosed with epilepsy, which may have affected how his particular brain reacted to death. Similarly, the medications that he had previously taken might have had an effect too. And as no normal brain activity had been measured beforehand to serve as a comparison, it can't be clearly proven that any of the changes in the dying brain were that dramatically different to the patient's brain activity. As groundbreaking as this study appears,
That's weird.
there are still plenty of questions.
Be like, oh, but this person had epilepsy. It's different. They literally, like, with what they captured, they were saying how it seems to confirm a big thing that a lot of people have said, the whole life recall thing. And then after that, some people go, yeah, well, maybe it's different because of epilepsy. It's like, it seems to confirm a thing a lot of people have said. Why are we, what? The one thing that is different somehow confirms the thing that everybody else, or not everybody else, but you know, I'm like, huh, I get it though. It's a question of like narrowing, you know, factors and stuff, but still it's, makes me want to do some cool shit. What kind of cool shit are we talking about? I wonder if they could do the brains and on patients who are near death and just keep it rolling. Well, because the brain scan isn't like a nice machine that you can just have in your room. It's like being in the machine, which is potentially not being a fun way to go. Like you're on the bed with your head in the thing. I've only ever done that scan once when I was a kid. I think it was after my... Was it after my second? Is it? It's not called a commotion. Fuck, that's the name in French. God damn it. Head injury, but not that. You get it from a head injury? I'm blanking out. That's how much my brain's giving up. Concussion, thank you. That is the word, concussion. So after my second concussion, which were like kind of back-to-back type thing, that's the one time I got scanned in this thing. But pretty much, yeah, you go in the freaking like the bed and they fucking slowly move you in there and you're not supposed to move and they scan stuff and whatever. So sadly, it's not really a nice way to go. And I don't think they could document that on everyone because it would be a little tricky. And a lot of people like to be around their family as they pass. As soon as they say experts have said or specialists have confirmed and they say, but yeah.
Left to be solved. But nevertheless, this study could yet serve as one of the most significant moments in our quest to understand the dying brain, and the human brain in general. For many, the 21st century is shaping up to be an incredibly important period for neuroscience. We've already made important breakthroughs regarding how we understand the senses, and how we view the importance of sleep. And thanks to an ever-increasing mass of data, researchers can better than ever before map...
I want to do, well, not that, but I want to do a...
The human brain is still widely regarded
like a bath, a floating bath.
Structure in the entire
the thing that blocks all your senses, like it's all in the dark, you're floating, you can't hear because you're in the water. Can't see, can't really feel because you're floating. I want to do that.
But we've also never understood it quite as well as we do today. The Human Connectome
Sensory deprivation, thank you.
Is perhaps the most ambitious research initiative.
I cannot word. Can you see that? Are you witnessing the lack of brain power that I'm getting? I'm running out of juice, man. After this video, I might have to end it. The rest of the videos are great, but I genuinely might have to end stream.
Relating to the brain overall, a U.S. state-sponsored effort to map the human brain in its entirety. It was started in 2009, originally with a 5-year goal for completion.
Don't say we know, but and go on a whole spiel. Yeah.
That it still hasn't been finished 13 years later in 2022. The scope of the HCP has grown and grown in that time, though, so that it's now a multifaceted international venture. For example, while part of the project aims to better understand how Alzheimer's disease and dementia take hold, another concentrates on anxiety disorders and how they can be identified by how the brain fires. There are also specific studies looking at the human brain at different points of its lifetime, from infancy through to old age. So while the 2022 Dying Brain study wasn't directly linked with the HCP, We can see how the results of it have hugely contributed to what's become an enormous field of research. But finally, what can we do with the information that the dying brain study has provided? Unlike with so many other areas, it's not as though scientists are expecting a wealth of new and supporting data to arrive anytime soon, due to the ethical considerations involved. A doctor can't just simply measure a patient's brain until they die without seriously neglecting their duty for care. And in fact, according to some reports, one of the reasons why it took until 2022 for details to be released of a brain recording from 2016
Remember when people thought brain scan footage was real?
Similar case in the meantime,
Oh, wow.
but without any luck. This one glimpse of the dying brain is an exceptionally rare event then. And while we might expect more examples to emerge as technology improves and evolves, for now it has set something of a new precedent. Until now, the notion of a dying person's life flashing before their eyes has perhaps been treated somewhat skeptically. No matter how many near-death experiences are reported, the apparent similarities between them are often put down to things like stress of the event, misremembering, or confirmation bias.
Donating to science still doesn't mean they'll document your death. It's after death and what they do with your organs. And I don't know why the alert didn't play, but Mika, thanks for following.
It said that patients may recall certain aspects of an NDE.
It says now. Did you just do that? Well, either way, thanks.
Would happen during one. But now there appears to be genuine scientific findings to support the claims. The idea of life recall may no longer be so easily dismissed, as we now know that in at least this one case, the areas of the...
Yeah. I do think that has a big part of why I'm tired today. My brain was firing yesterday and it was good. But I do think it could be some kind of hangover. But also, no, I've just been struggling with my ADHD. Like, I was editing a voiceover tape before I cooked yesterday. And it literally took me 2 extra hours than it normally would have. And I was like, what the fuck? I do this all the time. But it's because I've just been slow. Like, everything I do right now is just slower than I normally would if I was totally on top of my ADHD. So it's not horrible. I'm just accepting that right now things aren't peak performance type thing. So I'm always aware of like when my brain starts to go, my vision also goes a little more blurry. So
the brain involved with memory recollection were particularly stimulated right at the end.
Very
of
dyslexic
life.
when I cook some paper mache.
What this study
I was very tired.
Stop death in its tracks. The search for immortality goes on across all sectors of science and technology. But one consideration might be whether this latest development will lead to us managing death a little differently in the future. As the Human Connectome Project, amongst other things, seeks to better equip us to fight against various neurological conditions that can affect the human brain. If we're now getting a grip on the brain activity of death itself, then might we soon try to tackle that as well?
Well, they've found a way to lengthen. What was it? Because words. Hold on. So a lot of the conditions we get with old age, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and all the other ones type thing, are actually because the what's the word? Nerves, but what's the signal that the nerves are sending? Oh man, I can't fucking think of words. Anyway, they've found that eating like certain things are actually somehow energizing neurotransmitters. Thank you so freaking much. What would I do without you all to know the words that I can't come up with? So the neurotransmitters and a lot of it with old age, they still carry the same amount of information, but a lot of it gets lost. And so they found a way to kind of revitalize the neurotransmitters. And so to have them carry the full information that they always have and that, like, be more able to keep it going type thing. And so they found this could potentially help with Alzheimer's, with Parkinson's, with just a longer life in terms of like brain power and health. This is like since this video, because this was this past year that they talked about it. They found a way to revitalize neuroplasticity.
Or that when death does come, we can shape how it affects our final moments. Now, perhaps there is
some
comfort.
I don't think about shaping.
Although this remains just one.
Like, I don't think reshaping death is important. I don't think it's a question of like, oh, we need to change. We need to make it not happen because I don't want fucking mortality. Are you kidding me? I don't want that. Also, in this capitalist world, that would just mean you're working for 200 years. Why would I want to do that? But okay for understanding it, but not for trying to make it not happen. Like, from old age, I mean, you know? I'm very okay with dying naturally. I'm very okay with dying in general. When it happens, it's gonna happen. That's it. Works really well in dogs and not yet quite as well in people. Is what was told, but that was in 2016. Oh, but this year, like I read articles about it this year, about like new results and new discoveries.
Case study, and many of the conclusions to draw from it are still hypothetical. The suggestion is that when we leave this life, we do so in a dream-like state of memory recall. For one patient,
That must be cool though.
activity during death appear to stimulate these kinds of reflective, recollective.
Like being able to look back
That's
and
why, to some extent,
everything you've forgotten.
scientists might have discovered what happens when we die. Or at least they might have discovered a little bit more about one small part of it. But of course, there is still so much about dying that remains a mystery. And there are so many metaphysical questions about the soul, spirit, mind, and body that will continue to stoke debate. It's human nature to ponder our own mortality from time to time, and perhaps it's unsurprising that there have been various efforts made to beat death over the years. But equally, while all of that's happening, it's crucial to also make the most of life, to fully experience every moment as best we can. Because if the incredibly complex structure of the human brain tells us anything, it's that our lives are truly a unique and amazing opportunity.
That they
What
are.
do you think? Is there
And would not want to recall at the end. Here's the thing: your life isn't just the negative. A lot of it is the good things. And the same way this mentioned not only a memory recall, but a meditation also kind of firing. There's peace there, and so it's potentially good memories because no matter how hard things might seem, your life is not 100% dark. It isn't. And so a memory recall could still be all right. Need to take my brain to dreamland. That's okay. I'm gonna take mine off stream. we're gonna cut it short for well, it's not short. It's 4 p.m. almost. So it's just around the normal time to end. But I am gonna end this stream. I know we didn't get through all the videos. We will. Well, no, I'm not saying we will. We're not gonna do another episode of this subject. But you can keep watching the rest of the videos in the Discord channel, the Saturday School channel. Anyone that we didn't watch, or if you want to go back and rewatch some of the ones we did go through, by all means, go for it. Sorry. Do I have anything else to say? I'm really fucking like gone. It's okay. Also, like I think sunlight on my face is gonna help. I'm gonna go get some fresh air outside. But thanks so much for hanging out today. I will see you on stream next Saturday. We'll figure out what we're doing. Probably a game of sorts. And I'll see you in like videos throughout the week and everything. And when I post some chaotic stories on Instagram. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being awesome. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.